All right, welcome MOX Nation here for the MOX Bowl. I'm Omni, joined here by Snail. Snail, what's going on?
Hello, everyone. I am back once again.
Once again, back on the desk. It's been a while for me. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, but I'm here on the desk. I'm glad to be here for this round of 8 matchup between Teddy's and I forgot the other team's name. I am a horrible caster.
Edgers.
Oh, Edgers, thank you.
Edgers.
Holy, my brain is not working. Round of 8 for the first round of 8 matchup between Teddy's and Edgers here today. Um, Obviously it's gonna be a really good matchup, but first, before we get into anything, I wanna just quickly run down the charity that this tournament is hosted by as well, the Cancer Fundraiser Research as well. Make sure if you guys wanna check that out, you can click the link in the chat or the QR code that could be popped up here any moment for you guys. It's good. It's a good thing. Any amount will help towards the Cancer Research Foundation. Um, Always, if you want to just take a look at it, even just read about it, it's all that matters. As long as you guys take the time out of your day to take a look at it. But now we get into this matchup here between the Edgers and Teddies. Two really, really solid teams. One of them being somewhat of an underdog. I'm pretty sure it was the Teddies that they're team full of underdogs. So, Snail, what do you think about that?
I think it's great to see people who, weren't necessarily expected to go very far, and now here we are, and there's only 8 teams left, and, both of these teams have made it. I think that's great to see, it's people exceeding expectations, and it's definitely making for interesting matchups.
Indeed. I mean, coming from from the start of this tournament in the group stages, how many players and how many teams are in, so many different storylines were coming into this, and now we're down to just the final 8 teams in order to make it towards those grand finals and to win the prize pool as well. As all 5 players or each players on each team is looking to just make a point, looking to prove they belong here, prove that they are the best of the best in terms of skill. Now, here we're just about ready to get into the map bans here in just a few moments to see where we're going for this best of 3 matchup between Teddies and Edgers. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what maps they are. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Corrode, we've been seeing a lot of Ascent. I think Abyss is in this pool as well, so I'll be interested to see if Abyss is going to be played here today. Um, Anything you want to say about this now about these map bans as we get into this?
I'm honestly excited for another Lotus match. Lotus has been, really interesting map lately. Hopefully, we can maybe get a Lotus map in and kind of explore these teams' creativities and how they approach that map.
Teddy's gonna pick the ban first. They are gonna ban Ascent. I mean, yeah, Ascent being being the oldest map in the pool right now. Um, Only been taken out of the rotation once in its lifespan, and it wasn't even for that very long. I think it was only for like a month or two just to patch those spam walls and to make it really less defensive sided. But I still think Ascent is very, very defense sided. But Edges are gonna ban Corrode as well. So that means we're gonna not get Ascent or Corrode as we wait on Teddy to pick their map pick here. I
I
mean,
am excited. I just have to plug somebody real quick. Um, Snoopy, my fellow prospect caster who was casting with me actually last time we went live on YouTube. She's subbing tonight, and I hope that we will see her do good things.
indeed, as we are going to get the first map, which is Sunset, picked by Teddy's, as Edges is going to pick their side. Sunset, a very, very, diligent map and really just fun map to watch because of so many things that you can do on this map. You could take mid, you could take your A splits into B splits and whatnot, as well as Lotus is going to be the second map picked by Edges as Teddy's going to be picking a side. Edges pick defense on Sunset, and honestly, I have a love hate relationship with Sunset. I think it could be very, very defense sided, depending on the comp though, because there's so many corners, so many alleyways you have to clear on Sunset in order to really take the map. As Teddy is going to pick defense on Lotus. The last time I casted Lotus, it started off really rough, and then it turned into a banger map. So I'm intrigued to see how Lotus is going to play out here.
I think Lotus and Sunset so far both are very snowballing maps. Once you get in a streak, it's pretty easy to just kind of keep that momentum. So we'll see if these teams can kind of go head to head in these maps, or if it's gonna end in a
Yeah, indeed.
like a 13-5 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that the last 3 times I've casted Lotus, it's been the first 2 times were blowouts, and the third one, it was looking like a blowout. I think it was either a 9-3 or a 10-2 half in favor of the defense side, and then they just came back, and it almost went, into overtime. I think it was a 13-11 match, 13-11 scoreline. As it's gonna be Teddy banning Haven, and now it's just Bind Abyss left to decide between where they're gonna ban for this decider. And I mean, my guess it might be Bind that they're gonna ban and just leave Abyss as that decider because Abyss is always known to be a really good map to be a decider because of um just how snowbally that is as well. I mean, attackers can just take the site and the defense has to play retake because it's so difficult to hold the site on Abyss if you can coordinate your utility good enough. But if you're not coordinating enough with the utility, it's also very easy to defend.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what those comps look like. And, obviously mid in Abyss is that big, huge question mark as well.
Indeed, as we are going to have Abyss as that decider, so the map bans are complete. It's going to be Sunset Lotus for map 1 and map 2, and Abyss as the decider for the decide who's going to move on to those semifinals between these two teams. Obviously, the winner of this moves on. Loser is out. There is no second chances when it comes to these playoffs. So we'll see how these two teams are going to play here as we are going to be going to Sunset for map number 1 with Edgers on defense, Teddy's on attack. Sunset, obviously, I'm interested to see if we're gonna see that, see Snoopy on the ISO again. She's been loving that ISO, and I know how good she is on ISO. I've seen it during Prospect. I've seen it during even this tournament itself in the MOX Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see if they're gonna play the ISO again, or they're just gonna run a single duelist with the Neon, or even the Yoru, or even a Raze. Like, there's so many comps you could run on Sunset for both these teams here.
100%. It's definitely going to be a very interesting matchup, and I think Sunset is a even map. It kind of depends on the comp, like you were saying. If you have, two Sentinels, you're going to be great on defense.
Indeed.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a little rough, keeping, especially if those dive duelists out of sight.
Indeed, as we looking here, as we're waiting for the R's from the players and the captains before we get into this map of Sunset here with these two teams. I mean, Sunset has been one of my favorite maps personally. I've had numerous times where, 10-2, I'm down 10-2 and haven't ranked. Obviously, me and you, Snail, we figured that we experienced that yesterday.
Yeah.
10-2 and a fake comeback. I mean, that happened to me twice in a row, in ranked, and it's been just abysmal. But I still doesn't change the fact that I love watching Ascent or Sunset because of just so many things that you can do with the attackers and doing those mid splits, going through elbow into to get to the A side, and then also the post plants on B. It's just really just been Sunset is just a map where if you are good in the post plant, you are going to be dominant on this map. And I think these two teams really have that possibility of being really good on the attack side as we are going to be waiting here as we are going to be getting into the agent select here for Sunset, wasting no more time for this round of 8 matchup, the first matchup for this to decide who moves on to the semifinals. As we look over here, Fro, indeed, it's going to insta-lock that Clove. He's been playing Clove just this entire mock split and has been really, really dominant on that agent. So I'll be seeing it, hoping to see that he can be able to pull off, again, miracles on that agent.
And Clove is such a valuable pick, even if you're not necessarily getting your ones every time. Just taking that first contact and still being able to have that smoke for your team. There's, less consequences to dying first.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Clove having the ult, the not dead yet, being able to just have a second life whenever you have that ult, makes it a 65 whenever that ult is online. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to use that as we look over here from the sides of Teddy's. I mean, Sheer Pluto, who's playing Senti on GG last season for those 2 games that he did play, and was really, really solid on the Senti role. I played with him, and it was great to play with him. I was hoping he would stay on that roster afterwards, but unfortunately, he was unable to. But he's still a really, really solid Sentinel, and I think his lurks are gonna be so impactful in this map, especially with Sunset, with how lurky you can be on that map.
Absolutely. Definitely going to be looking at that Vise lurk, that Cypher lurk for the other team. And you're just going to have to constantly be thinking in the back of your head, there could be someone behind me.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you just never know what's gonna happen you know, in terms of the lurks, in terms of like the abilities of, you know, what they have. I was obviously seeing Hazori, who's Hazard. He is, you know we have two people named Hazori, but this one is Hazard. So now we see here with the pistol round. Obviously, the pistol round is something that can really snowball the effect and really snowball the matchup here if you can win the pistol round. But now we go in here to the first round from this side. I mean, Teddies are going to be on the attack, looking towards possibly just a B heavy default or a B heavy or a mid take actually might be with that stun up online.
All right, we do have that Cypher set up on B for the defenders. And it looks like most of the attackers are going to be sort of looking towards that side. We do have the Vise lurk like we were talking about on A. There is going to be a little bit of contact, unfortunately. Pluto does take that one.
Sheer Pluto getting the first pick on that lurk already, but now this is going to look to just explode to B side, trying to break that trip. They have not broken it just yet though.
Out. They can't seem to land their shots on it. Dart's going to come out that clove metal to stall them out a little bit, taking a few bits of chip damage. And now we're going to be rethinking this B hit. Saw the Cypher util, we're going to be going more towards mid, more towards A, and seeing if this Vise can get any more value out of this lurk.
Slowly walking up here, but Hazard is going to be on this front line though. See if he can stop this hit. He's alone on A for a little bit, but now the rest of the team is realizing that this could be an A hit now.
The blind goes out. It hits 3 players, but Avoid manages to secure the kill anyways. Dashing off the site, now in safe. Storm finds Pluto through the smoke. Storm now dodging that neon stun. Jon Snow taking a few shots through the smoke, but Pro manages to find the kill. Storm trying to work through this site, work through this main space. Pro in the CT blinded up and can't secure the kill onto not Mason.
Down to a 2v2. It's Storm and Icy here. Little team flash here, but Snoopy's gonna be close by. That fault line is enormous, but Snoopy does not want to swing off of it just yet. Wants to wait for the tap and then look to fight.
Last player standing.
And yeah.
Wow, what a perfect swing by those two together.
Just great fights there. Snoopy getting that first, and then Mason as well swinging off to get the guy who was holding the diffuser, and a beautiful pistol round coming out of the side of Teddy's there. Just beautiful lurks coming out of Sheer Pluto to get that opening pick on to Soul, and then just opening up the rounds so heavily. I mean, the other team tried to over-rotate to get towards the B side, but when they aside from Teddy's realized that edges were over-rotating, they decided to just go back towards A, and Hazard was just under so much pressure, just could not land the shots, despite blinding 1, maybe 2 players there.
Yeah. Soul now taking this aggressive mid-space through tiles. We've got that Sova drone again to try and suss out the site utility on B, but there is none, so they take the site freely. You do have Avoid now rushing into this CT space with that Stinger. Soul from the flank kills Pluto, who is trying to watch it. Jon Snow now throwing this blind. They're taking CT together. Avoid manages to kill Azori. Hazard. Icy finds a Snoopy. Snow again with that kill, and then Avoid with the Stinger. Low health now, trying to hold these defenders off. Bomb is going to be half. They're sticking it. Storm finds one, finds the second, but Avoid with the knife kill. Now just 6 HP and manages to secure the round.
I mean,
What
just so
crazy smoke.
just a little late on the smoke coming out of Pro. Probably was waiting for it to come off of cooldown, because obviously the close smokes are 40 seconds now. So once that was getting on that defuse, because the bomb wasn't blinded for the guy's backside, they just were all backside, and then they just tried to get on that bomb as quick as possible, and they got it to half. But from the side of Void, getting a knife kill, just running out of bullets and just deciding to just pull out the knife. Sometimes it's better than to just, run away. But a beautiful round, and it could have been disastrous, but they were able to win out. But now the bye is not going to be very good for this bonus round.
I see with that Cypher util back on this B site, that Sova drone is going to spot out one trip. Soul now does clear the corner, but Mason gets the kill anyways. Storm up there. That spike is down on A. This Fade utility trying to clear some space, stop them from retrieving it, but the attackers do manage to re-secure the spike. They're kind of getting boxed in, looking to expand out mid, maybe expand out A. Pro there, top mid is going to be aware of this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, right here coming in from this mid default. I mean, that fight coming out from Mason on that A lobby with the ghost mine, he was able to take down just Soul trying to be aggressive. Really not necessary to be aggressive with the Phantom in the hands, but was able to somewhat get traded out now here in the 4v3, with just 40 seconds left to go from the side of Teddy. They want to look towards the A side, but Hazard, who's been playing this angle pretty well, and he has the range advantage, only 2 rifles from the
30
hands of
seconds
Teddy,
left.
to see if they can just stop this Breach from being in his off angle. And
Spots
he
a
does
Void,
with a
but
beautiful
Void
shot.
manages to a great peek. Now they're all through elbow. That neon ult is going to be popped. Clear out sight. Spots out 2 of them, but Fro does get the kill to shut down that overdrive. 10 seconds left on the clock. Time is ticking down, but the attackers just kill everyone. And the bomb doesn't even need to be planted to secure the round.
This isn't a fight.
I mean, what a beautiful double swing coming out there from Sheer Pluto and Mason, deciding to do something despite the time being low. You would think like, okay, you got to get the bomb down. You might panic just a little bit, but instead they were just nice and calm about it and deciding to just double swing and take the fights to the side of Edgers and confirming the round. I mean, I was saying Hazard was in a really good spot, but he just got shut down by a Void. And a Void having a really good start already, 6-2. Same with Mason, the IGL of this team, 5-1 on that breach, already getting that bonus conversion despite the lack of pistols that they had in that round. They only had 4 pistols and a Guardian.
Now it is going to be another save round for the side of the defenders here, trying to stall this mid push, clearing that, getting that Fade Dog out there, trying to get some info, but it doesn't tag anything. And it's gonna be breaking the door, running in down mid. That Omen Blind is gonna catch Avoid and Hazard both, but Avoid managed to secure the second kill as well. Now taking the CT space like they have been known to do, throwing that neon stun, just aggressively taking the space, stalling out that time. Storm does manage to find Pluto in mid. Now clearing that market space with that Fade Dog once again. We have a neon slide of our own, but Mason shuts it down. Jon Snow with the kill onto Storm as well. And Avoid will close it out.
Again, Avoid just being able to follow up on the utility really, really nicely from Jon Snow with the Paranoia, as well as Mason with some of the flashes. Even though he has 0 assists, still setting up his duel as well. It's the first timeout coming in here for Edgers here after this 4-0 start. I mean, Edgers just wanting to take a breather and just see if they can just find an answer on this attack side. Because right now, Avoid is just going in. He's just running in and finding the shots, finding the kills, and just being so impactful on these entries. And that's what I'm talking about with this map. It's so snowbally. And right now, Teddy is on path to just snowball this half completely out of the control of Edgers. So really, Edgers just needs to find some sort of answer in order to take control of this half once again. Because right now, they're not out of it. We've seen plenty of times where teams go up 5-6-0, and next thing you know, the other team makes a comeback, and they end the half 7-5, 6-6, or whatnot.
Absolutely.
So it's never out of it.
With this buy round here once again for Edgers, they need to take this time, get that momentum, try and get some of these credits down off of Teddy's, and, you know, see what they can do to moving forward to take some more rounds in this half.
Yeah, especially from the side of Edgers. They have 2 ults online. They have the Nightfall and the Not Dead Yet all online. They are 2 away from the Overdrive and that Neural Theft. But from the side of Teddy's, they have that Rolling Thunder online. So it could be a fast A hit right here, possibly with that ult. But I mean, from the side of Edgers, they want to take this aiming control. Hazard possibly with that fault line ready to go to set up Soul in this position. As it's going to be a stall a little bit, and that Haunt's going to scan onto at least 3 players there.
Storm now throwing that siege, trying to stall them off a little bit to buy time for the defenders to rotate back over. Soul takes the first pick onto Pluto, down now to just 10 HP though. That Rolling Thunder is going to be popped onto site. Counter ult with the Fade Nightfall, just going to slow him down a little bit, deafen him up, split him up a little bit maybe. They don't know Icy.
Are they aware of this?
They're going to run straight into him. As Snoopy the first gets the kill, but Mason now aware, takes out the rats. We have the spike secured. It is a 4v3. And now
Look at the rotations coming out of Edgers.
They're getting a little bit antsy. They think maybe they're going over to B site, trying to hold this mid space as well. There's just so many question marks up in the air right now. We don't know where they went. And Avoid clearing up into this elbow space. Soul does spot them out, doesn't manage to secure the kill, however. And now that we know the attackers are back onto the site, Bro gets the pick onto a Void. That blind from Jon Snow is going to be good to flush them out, but doesn't manage to secure any kills. Mason in this corner, stunned up. Soul just dodging around these bullets. Unfortunately, does get taken down, but defenders will secure their first round.
Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful round out from Edges. What I like to see right there. You want to see Fro getting a little active on that, in playing that close, just when you have the not dead yet. You want him to get a little more aggressive, especially when Soul was down to just 10 HP after that Phantom Dink coming out of a Void, trying to trade out his teammate, which is unable to there. I think it was Sheer Pluto who fell in that elbow position and then was able to just try to trade him out, but that Phantom again, that 140 dinkage is just so unfortunate. That might have cost him the round, but now the first round of the board for Edges, I mean, really, that's all you need. It's gonna be a fast A take again.
Void trying to take this space. That Haunt does mark 3 of them, however. And they left spawn and Spike, not really committed to this A hit quite yet. They do have Vise lurking up mid, and we've also got Snoopy on that Sova lurking up B, maybe trying to spot out some of that Cypher util and just cause confusion.
Look at look at Fro's positioning here. But Sheer Pluto is so aware of it. He is so aware of that positioning.
Void now taking a few shots through that smoke, but they are gonna start moving into B site here. Icy left alone on site, taking a few shots through that Cypher cage. Trips are gonna be triggered, but no value to come of it. But Jon Snow, the great shot onto Soul, and Icy takes that kill onto a Void as well. Mason and Snow each getting another pick on the round. Hazard all alone trying to secure this, but doesn't manage to make it happen.
Icy did so well in trying to hold that backside position, but the guy dying at Boba, unsure who it really was. I think it might have been Storm who fell there when they try to flood into the site and try to give Icy some support, and just unable to really just get in on time. And that is just another beautiful round coming out of Teddy's here, really showcasing that they might be the underdogs, but they are proving that they are a really solid team when they play together. Mason being the IGL, really putting out, you know, good ideas on that breach, as well as his 8-2 with a Void being 9-4. Now we go into this next round here. It's gonna be another low buy with just Bro with that hero rifle here.
Bring them down.
Gonna take some aggressive tile space, fighting for mid here, not wanting to let them get anywhere. That Cypher Trip is gonna be popped, spots a few out with the camera as well. We are fully on site now. Mason finding Storm through the wall. Soul getting the trade, however, with the classic. Icy now in this corner, finds the shot on one, down to just 1 HP. Fro there to get his get back as well. And now Snoopy and excuse me, Avoid. Fro takes down Avoid, and Soul finds Snoopy as well. And that's going to be a free defuse for the defenders.
That was an eco round, basically. Just that one hero rifle on the side of Fro. And it was really the pistols that really did a lot of the heavy lifting. The sheriffs coming out, plus that aftershock that Hazard sent when they were trying to plant the bomb and forcing Sheer Pluto just out into the open. He got hit by it as well. So it was just unable to really just live as long as he could there. And it was just beautiful utility coming out from the side of Edgers in order to secure that retake as well. I mean, now we look for this next round here. Fro still has not dead yet. Now Soul has the overdrive as well from the side of Teddy's. They have 3 ultimates online. The Fury and that Steel Garden as well can be paired up with the From the Shadows. I've seen plenty of times when people use the Steel Garden alongside the From the Shadows, so maybe they could use that here in this take.
Soul trying to take this aggressive elbow space, does manage to avoid the dart, and Storm now creating a little bit of chaos, trying to split their attention. Hopefully Soul can get some of these picks. Does manage to get some chip damage onto Avoid. Has to back out now though. The Neon Stun is going to go into that corner. Spraying a bit through these smokes here, trying to find some chip damage. We're gonna slow it down a little bit, wait for these smokes to fade. That Omen ult is gonna be popped in spawn, but 2 players are gonna be
Storm
down and clearing it. Storm with a great spray down onto Avoid and Pluto turns this into a 3v5, but Jon Snow is still in that spawn, lurking up behind, potentially getting huge value out of this. Soul finds Soul and Fro. Now Storm is aware, but he gets the kill anyways. But Hazard right there to avenge his teammates. Now we are back into a 3v2. Mason and Snoopy both outside of this A space. Maybe looking to hit, maybe looking to work up through mid.
Standing ahead.
Fro with
30
that not dead
seconds
yet.
left.
He popped this so far back, not knowing where the attackers are. But now with just 25 seconds left to go, they want to go towards mid, possibly go towards B. But I think Icy's going to hear this rotation here and want to make sure he plays together with his teammate and not want to give up this neutral advantage that these two teams have. But that camera is going to get them a little bit of
10
information
seconds
now.
left.
He wants to wait to pop it, but now it's going to give away that this is where it's going to be here in a 2v2. But Icy with a really good spot. Is Mason aware of this possibility? No, he is not. Here in a 2v1. Snoopy has it all to do. Gets the first onto Icy. Now it's Hazard versus Snoopy here in a 1v1. Hazard, all the utility in your
He has
hand.
the utility out. Unfortunate
We're shooting
timing.
bodies. We're shooting bodies.
Your own teammate has it. That's crazy.
Your own teammate on Ash is just shooting your body, but I mean, just a beautifully well played round from the side of Edgers there. I mean, despite the fact that Jon Snow just made a miracle happen, teeping into spawn and then getting 3 on the round where Storm realistically should have traded it out after getting the 2 kills onto Soul and Fro. And then, but luckily they didn't decide to go towards the A side after Jon Snow had fallen. So now going to this next round, the Rolling Thunder is back online for the side of Mason, who's been really good in terms of the fragging department, but the assist has been, not there. 0 assists on the breach is kind of shocking, despite the fact that he's been getting his duelists into great position with his utility.
Faded Eye is gonna clear out A main. They know there's some
Not ready yet.
some bodies outside now. They're gonna take it back into mid. We do have Fro leaving the mid space though. We're gonna just work up slowly, trying to get into market through the door. We're actually gonna take the top mid as well. Storm here with the utility out, and that Fade Dog is gonna get some value. They know they're right up close. Neon Sun's gonna go out. That Seize is gonna stall them out just a little bit. Along with the Clove Metal. Fro swings through the smoke, but avoid gets the kill and pops that overdrive, chasing down Storm now. Trying to make some space on A side for his teammates. Finds Hazard, but Hazard gets the kill anyway. That's a great shot. And now this Omen Blind is going to be good onto Hazard, trying to avoid these bullets. And Jon Snow runs out of bullets in the Phantom. Hazard secures the kill. We are once again in a 3v3. Pluto with a great lurk up into B. Finds Soul. Icy now to swing. Icy finds the kill. Down into a 2v2.
Before, though, the same thing of last round. These 4 players were
30
left alive
seconds
here.
Right
But
there.
now this is going to be a lot deeper position because of the fact that Icy is so
Spike
far away
planted.
with Hazard with just that fault line. But
Take
can
flight.
Snoopy
These
get
spots
her
on
revenge
Hazard.
on Hazard?
Taking this. That breach jolt is going to be popped now. On a breach jolt as well. Icy secures the kill onto a Snoopy. Stunned in backside. That blind is going to be good though. Not Mason. Stuck in this corner. 3 people coming at him. And Mason finds Icy but Hazard with the trade. And that is going to be another round on the board for the Edgers.
I mean, just like that, Hazard starting off 0-5, and in the last 2 rounds has gotten 5 kills to bring him back into this map. And now just 1 round away from tying this up. Once again, just beautiful adaptations coming out of Edgers. Teddy had a really good idea going towards that mid. Looking to just split A through 3 different avenues. Going through Link, going through CT, and then going through A main. As the first timeout for the side of Teddy's is going to be called here. Looking to take a breather. They just lost 3 rounds in a row. 3 retakes in a row, actually. As all 3 times they had the bomb down and just unable to really secure those wins in the post plant. Because Hazard really just coming alive now with those 5 kills in 2 rounds, winning out on 2 back-to-back 1v1s if you want to really consider that last one a 1v1 when he killed Mason on the trade. So really starting to come alive. And now you look for the side of Teddy. They have to find an answer now to this momentum because again, it's that snowball effect. You just won 4 rounds in a row. You were up 5-1, and now you're just 1 round away from tying this all up. And really, the only ult that's really online that could be useful to get onto site is that Steel Garden in the hands of Sheer Pluto. But also that Hunter's Fury is going to be good for the post plant as well if they can get the bomb down here.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to focus on getting onto site, plant that bomb, and then protect Snoopy as much as we can to keep that Hunter's Fury online for the post plant situation. She was kind of in a spot where she couldn't really use it last round.
Yeah, now we go into this next round number 10 here. This could be tied up or it could be a neutral half if Teddy's wins this round. But it looks like it's going to be a slow walk into A while the rest of the side of Edges want to take that mid control with Soul just taking up a lot of space here. Sheer Pluto is in tiles though. Could be disastrous for the side of Soul if he doesn't clear this out. And now they're going to go towards this B side.
Spotting out some of the Cypher utility. They do break the entry trip. Sova Dart is going to go out.
Yeah.
Sheer Pluto finds Soul on that timing through mid. Icy now, once again, trying to hold site all by himself as a Void. And the rest of the team crunches to him. Jon Snow manages to find Pro. Icy still alive in market though. Takes the pick onto Jon Snow. Is stunned up, has to back out now. And a Snoopy with that Sheriff. Going to play post plant in main. That Hunter's Fury still online. A Void in this corner. Swings off the flash but doesn't find any value off of it. Storm waiting for his team to creep up. Sending that Fade Dog out for this retake. Spots out Mason, but they don't know about a Void in this corner. The blind is good, but Void with shock stuns himself, and Hazard gets the kill. So does pop that Hunter's Fury now. Mason finds the kill on Hazori. That Hunter's Fury not finding too much value. Storm now getting the kill onto Snoopy, but Pluto there with the trade. And it is a 4-6 on the board so far.
Yeah, and just like that confirms a neutral half for the side of Teddy. They cannot lose this half now, but if they get one more round, they will win this half, you know, in pretty good fashion. I mean, I love the ideas that they're having, you know, just contacting into B, leaving Pluto into mid, looking to get that lurk, and as soon as noise was made into B, just take your timings and get the kill onto Soul, who's been kind of struggling on the defense side, but really as a Neon player, it's not really your job to really farm on the defense side. It's really, you know, the attack side is where you really are going to get most of your value at. But now we go here into round number 11. Again, it's going to be another B hit here.
That Sovadrone is going to take out that entry trip. Once again, Icy back sight. Flashed up, trying to hold sight, but that Steel Garden is going to come out to force him off sight. Sheer Pluto finding the kill onto Soul as well. Pro now lurking up into this market space. Does find the kill onto Jon Snow. Taking a little bit of chip damage to a Snoopy. Shock Dart, not going to be good. That, with an amazing shot, does kill Pluto. Icy now with a Stinger, finds a Void, and Fro absolutely coming alive with that Sheriff. Saves the round.
That's an eco round again. Edges were able to just, off the back of Fro with hitting some nice Sheriff shots, was able to just get the kill and make that another really, really great retake from the side of Edges. And now we go into the last round of the half and look for the buy from the side of Teddy. It is not very good. I mean, 2 Vandals were able to be picked up. A Void, though, is not going to have really much of anything unless he wants to get a Stinger, and he's going to get a Stinger from Sheer Pluto. Snoopy is going to go for a Bulldog. Possibly, no, he's going to go for utility and probably get a Stinger with some regen armor. So the buy is not very good from the side of Teddy's. This could be a 6-6, but miracles happen. We've obviously seen Edges being so powerful on these anti-ecos. So let's see if Teddy's is the same.
Gonna head once again towards this B site, but we do have Spike standing in spawn, waiting for anything to happen. That Omen ult is online, so if we can bait out some rotates, we might be able to get a free site. Fro holding mid, might catch a timing on Pluto here. It does, with a great shot, secures the kill. And now it's a 4v5, and they are down in guns. Trying to work towards this mid space, take control of the map here. Smoke is going to come out of top mid. Fro decides to back out and play with the team. Trying not to give away that gun that they do have.
Also don't want to give away the main advantage as well. You're up at a 5v4. You don't want to take a risk here because you know one fallen soldier can easily snowball the round into the attacker's favor. So Fro making the right decision, just looking to just play just discipline with the team and be tradable, because right now if you're just going to play the trade game from the side of Teddy, they are going to lose that, but Storm's going to take this first aggression. I think he might have saw his shoulder. I'm unsure if he did, but he wants to play that retake with that Nightfall online.
He's going to come out now, avoid taking this elbow, trying to find Storm, but Storm manages to settle the shots first. Now hiding in this smoke, ready with that Nightfall, waiting for the tap of the plan. Icy finding Jon Snow. And that Nightfall is going to come out with just 10 seconds left on the clock. Snoopy with a Stinger kill onto Icy. Storm and Hazard cleaning up the rounds.
There's absolutely nothing you can do there. time running low. You're contacting in the side. Storm gets one, or Icy was the one who got the kill on the backstab, and then was just able to just play retake and have that Nightfall ready to go. And then the aftershock coming in from Hazard as well to just deny any space, deny the plant completely. And that's going to be a 6-6 scoreline. It's just a neutral scoreline. Just after the start that Edgers had, a 6-6 scoreline is the best case scenario here, as they were down 5-1 and they were able to bring it back with 4 really great retakes here. But now you go into the attack side. Hazard, who is possibly probably the IGL of this team, who has really good ideas. Same with Storm, who both players have been really good, IGLs and coming up with strats for their teams. Let's see if that's going to come up here on the attack side.
Looks like we're going to try and find value in this A space. Soul is stunned up and Avoid with 2 kills early on the round. Throw is there for the trade. Snoopy now throwing these shock darts, trying to get them to back off. Doesn't manage to find too much value out of it. Icy with this great lurk up mid. Jon Snow is going to run right into him with his knife out. Icy whiffs a few shots, but does manage to secure the kill. At last, Snoopy now trying to clear out this main with that Sova drone. Not going to find anybody. Sheer Pluto and Icy about to have a contact. Pluto coming out on top, down to 40 HP though. Now we're going to try and hit this B site. Vice Util is still there, so they are aware Fro is on site now. Moving these defenders into position.
It's going to be this retake again, the 3v2. It's going to be the bomb coming down from Storm. Fro, who still has the light armor as well. He was not tagged at all when he got the trade onto Avoid. And now that fault line's going to be used on the Storm, but Fro wants to be that armor, to be that knight in shining armor of Storm. Now down to Sheer Pluto in a 1v2. But the shots don't settle from Fro, and now down to a 1v1. Sheer Pluto versus Storm here, and both players are down less than half HP. Is Pluto going to be aware of this possibly? No. Storm wins out the 1v1 and gets the pistol round. I mean, just a beautiful adaptation once again coming out from the side of Edgers. I mean, they lose 2 so early on, with Avoid taking such a great aggressive fight into A main off the back of his breach utility. But also, I mean, again, just like from what we said in the beginning, those lurks are so powerful.
100%, and Fro coming alive with those pistols. We saw it in the classic with the last round, and previously in the last half we saw it with that Sheriff, just absolutely able to take rounds into his own hands.
I'll find you.
Now we are going to be heading towards this A site once again. Avoid taking this aggressive mid space, and now we've got these attackers splitting their attention. They are going to focus more on site. Head up through elbow, head up through main a little bit. Not Mason, stunned up in that smoke, trying to hold them off. We do have 2 on the fast flank. Fro managing to get the kill on Avoid, and Snoopy as well. Now that flank is clear, they have only the people on site to worry about.
It's a really beautiful haul from Fro with that Phantom. He took such a risk holding that angle with a Phantom, because definitely can lose it. Next thing you know, it's a different game. But Fro, so confident, is able to get those 2 kills. Now he might get another one on the Jon Snow, and he's already 1 away from the not dead yet. You might want to give up that Phantom to somebody and see if he can go chase and see if he can get that online for the next round.
1 enemy remaining.
Pluto does get a kill into Hazard, but Soul finding the trade, and Fro with 4 on the round secures the last kill.
I mean, it's a beautiful decisive hit, though. Also from the side of Icy, who I'm pretty sure only had a ghost in his hand, so he's able to just pick up the Sheriff, able to pick up the Phantom and just give it to his teammate who had it. So now this bonus round is going to be really solid from the side of Edgers. 3 Phantoms, a Spectre, and a Sheriff, as well as Fro with the not dead yet online. So it's basically a 6v5 here in the bonus, if they could find value with that not dead yet here going into the bonus round.
Absolutely. We're going to switch it up. Try and hit B this time. That Vi's utility is going to be down. We're going to take a fast hit through main. Soul finding 2 already. Take a great aggressive through mid. Avoid now. Stunned up in CT, trying to hold this push as much as they can. This util is just being thrown. They're throwing everything at it. Trying to clear through the smoke. Avoid gets 1, but Soul there with the trade onto a Snoopy. Soul finding another onto the ace, but Icy takes it away.
Just what a beautiful entry from Soul. That's exactly what I was talking about. He had a slow start on the defense side, but really as a Neon player, defense is not your forte. It's not going to be what you're known for. It's going to be the attack side. And just like that, getting 4 kills to secure the bonus round. I mean, it's almost like mirror what happened to Edgers in the last half in terms of Teddy getting 4 rounds in a row, converting the bonus round. Can Edgers do the same here and get 4 in a row to get that double digits? Because right now, all momentum is in the favor of Edgers here.
Absolutely, they do. Teddies are on that save as well after they lost their buy rounds. We've got 2 lurking up mid. Soul trying to take this elbow space once again. That breach flash is gonna clear out the corner. Fro with a pick onto Jon Snow in mid. Now we've got defenders rushing over to A. This mid hit is gonna go a little bit into B. We're gonna take some contact here with Pluto. Fro manages to get the kill as Pluto only had a share of killing several of the shots. And now Avoid trying to take back control of that mid space, running up into B, but Soul is there first. Secures the kill, down to a 2v5, and it's not looking good to try and, you know, secure this retake.
Yeah, I mean, 5v2 now. You just got really nothing you really could do. And look at this lurk from Icy as well, who's already behind them. I'm sure they're going to be aware of this at all. And Icy finds the 2 in a flawless fashion. And again, it's mirrored to what happened to Edgers in the last half. Teddy getting 4 rounds in a row, and now with double digits secured. And now the timeout's going to come in for the side of Teddy. Need to take a breather. It's exactly the same thing that Edgers did as well. They took a timeout in this exact moment to just regain some efforts, to regain some composure, because they were letting the map slip away. And now it's the same thing for Teddy's. They are letting the map slip away. This is their map pick of Sunset here, and they could easily fall down, 1-0 in the series and go into Lotus, which is Edger's map pick, which is honestly, I say, is Fro's domain. He's been so dominant on Lotus. So if you're Teddy's, you would want to win this map 10-6. You have such a hill to climb up, because when it came to the side of Edgers, who were down, that 4-0, it wasn't that big of a mountain to climb. It was still a hill to climb. But right now for the side of Teddy's, this is a mountain to climb. It's so hard to come back when you're down 10-6 with possibly that map point just getting closer and closer to that inevitable fate.
Yeah, absolutely. And the closer you get to ending that game, the less room you have to make a mistake, to drop around here or there. Time is ticking. They have to start building up some of this momentum again. Hopefully that timeout can help them regain their heads, talk about this game plan a little bit more and figure out how they can stop these guys.
I mean, Avoid has been, again, the defense side for a Neon player is so difficult to really get any value unless you have an op online, but Avoid wants to take some space and take the fight to him. But just look at how far back Edgers is playing. They're just waiting for this aggression here.
They knew that they were going to change something up, so they decided, hey, let's wait, let's see what they do. What comes out of this timeout? Can we catch them making mistakes? Now Snoopy, with this drone, not going exactly where she wanted it, maybe. Doesn't manage to clear out, but that Cypher cam is going to confirm that at least a few people are still there. The blind is good. It catches all of them, and Avoid finds 2 before Storm gets the trade. That close, not dead yet, is going to be popped. Storm finding not Mason as well. And now Fro is going to run at them with that not dead yet. Spraying through the smoke a little bit as Soul finds another kill onto Snow, but Snoopy in that smoke is going to take down Fro. Storm with a great headshot through the smoke, finding the trade. And now it is all up to Pluto to start, taking this map back into their own hands.
Yeah, sure, Pluto has it all to do here in a 1v3. I mean, Soul is 1 HP, but looking from the side. He's going to find the first. He's going to find the second. He's going to have the Steel Guardian online. But Soul, who's 11 HP, he is so deathly low. But now he's going to want to re-wrap here. But that Arc Rose is going to give them so much information. He knows exactly what's going to happen. But he's sticking to the fuse and not holding for the peak. Soul, 11 HP, wins the 1v1.
Now we have that Neon Overdrive online as well. It was a great try from Sheer Pluto to try and secure that round. Got 2, but unfortunately just couldn't make it happen to find the last.
I mean, in his head, he's thinking he's 1 HP. He knows he's 1 HP because his teammates told him. So thinking he's not going to swing there, but I mean, Soul just knowing the timing of the spike, knowing that he might think that as well, is just going to take the swing. And now, just the buy is just not there for the side of Teddy. They have just 3 shares, a classic, and a stinger. And want to go towards the B side and test sheer Pluto here on this side.
His utility is going to be on that site. Breach ult pops to clear those defenders off that site. Going to bait out this wall. Those thorns are going to be popped as well. Now that stun going to be coming out.
Everybody here.
Unfortunately stunned up. Jon Snow through the smoke, finds Soul. Icy gets the kill into Pluto. Snow with another onto Icy with the trade. That Omen Blind not going to get too much value as they weren't swinging into it. And it's getting a little bit messy for these attackers here. They had the gun advantage. They lost 2 people. And those guns are going to be recovered by the defenders. Now they're going to wait outside B main, see if they can bait any rotates and try to re-hit possibly. Smoke fading.
Jon Snow's reading into it though. He's thinking that they're going to rotate, but from the side of the attackers, they're just cutting noise and causing the defenders to have just a little bit of doubt. And sometimes that's all you need in order to come back into this round.
30 seconds left.
Snoopy now swinging this angle with that sheriff, trying to spot out what she can. But unfortunately for the attackers, these defenders are going to stay right where they are, holding on to this site, and they're not going to find too much value. Time running low now. That stun is going to come out. Snoopy in that corner, stunned up. Hazard trying to chase. Does get the kill onto Snoopy.
They have little time. They had to get the bomb down. They didn't get the bomb down at all.
Thrifty.
It's so thrifty for the defenders. Unfortunate way for that round to go.
Yeah, Storm had the bomb in his hands and he just didn't come out of main in time while Hazard was just taking the fight onto Snoopy. Maybe a little miscommunication, maybe just something that was wrong in the comms, but somehow, some way, Teddies are just not done yet. They were able to get the eco round, which is literally just a stinger, 3 shares, and a classic. I mean, they were able to gamble correctly, stack the B side completely with all 5 players, and get so much value on that. And now, just like that, we're going back to a full buy. Hazard, you don't have armor, buddy. Hazard forgot to buy armor.
Doesn't need armor, clearly. He has 9 assists, 9 kills. Now we're gonna slow lurk, play contact up into this B main, grab that orb. Pluto is aware that there's at least 1 player. And we're gonna see if we can bait out this Vise wall. That Fade Dog is not gonna clear anything in those corners. Neon now baiting out that wall, and it looks like Icy with the lurk up mid might find the timing onto a Snoopy here. Does see the shoulder, but now Snoopy is aware, backing off, calling a void back over. And now all of these attackers are going to rush the A site.
Standing ahead.
As we found out that a few people were hovering B, a few mid. Throwing this flash out. Mason just was ready for him. Throw. Managing to get that kill onto a void, but Mason there with the trade. Now stunned up in the corner. Soul to swing. Does secure the kill. Super ult going to be popped. Getting the plant down. They know where those defenders are.
Spike planted.
It's a 3v3. Numbers are even. Jon Snow throwing that blind out. TPing back to save Pluto killing Storm. Or, sorry, Pluto killing Soul. Snoopy and Jon Snow finishing it out. They just could not hold off that retake.
That's exactly what you want to see out of Teddy. Just a beautiful retake, a beautiful read out of it. I mean, Mason doing God's work in that elbow position, despite a void getting traded out by pretty sure by Fro. Got traded out, and then Fro popped the metal, or the pick me up in order to just get that a little more HP to try to trade out onto Mason. But Mason getting 2 in elbow was so detriment because he was able to stall so much. He was able to control that elbow position so well, despite falling. Later on, it gave his teammates just enough time to rotate over, and then the retake just happened in 3v3 in flawless fashion. That's more of the team chemistry you want to see coming out of Teddy's here.
Absolutely. They've tried to, lock down on these reads, and they've so far successfully tried to, piece together what the edges are doing. Now we're going to take aggressive angles into A. That Nightfall is going to be popped, not going to hit anybody. To confirm site is clear. Silva ult gonna come out, try and stop that plan. But Hazard gonna stick it anyway. That Silva ult does not find a tag onto anyone. Avoid finding the pick onto Soul. That Breach ult is gonna be popped. Storm kills Jon Snow. Avoid now sliding off the site, finds Icy, finds Hazard, now defusing this bomb in safe, and his team there to back him up. Cleans the last two out.
Again, from the side of Teddy, that the Rolling Thunder coming out of Mason didn't really hit a lot of players, but it hit the one that mattered most. It hit Hazard all the way back gen, and it gave Avoid just that much of an avenue in order to get in. As the second timeout is called here from the side of Edgers, realizing that they've lost 3 rounds in a row, and they just need to, pick this back up. They're losing the momentum again. It was just the same thing that happened earlier on. So, I mean, Snoopy playing Sova 5 and 16 right now. I mean, honestly, I respect the utility. I never say, fragging is a must when you're playing Initiator. I mean, Mason, who's 16 and 13, Storm, who's 15 and 13 as well. I mean, Snoopy 5 and 16, doing her job on the Sova, getting those scans, getting those information that they need, and it has been so good to see some of the utility they're doing now. Obviously, that timeout they called earlier did wonders to them because now they're starting to coordinate the utility, starting to coordinate what they're doing on the retake, and it's been showing so much these past 3 rounds.
Absolutely. They managed to secure that first, round to kind of get in there, start that momentum back up. And Edgers have to do something quickly. They've tried staying quiet out main. They've tried just running onto site. Nothing has been working so far. They've got to figure out how to crack these guys' code before it's too late.
I mean, trying to crack the defense side, I mean, it's so difficult when you see so many different avenues and so many different looks. But maybe something that Hazard or Fro saw here, that's why that timeout was called. And now Soul wants to just take his 8 elbow control just as fast as possible here.
The Void is in that once again. That stun gonna be good though. No picks on either side yet of Soul flicking straight to Avoid's head, but Mason with a nasty headshot through the smoke does find the trade onto Soul. Icy now with the lurk up once again mid. Jon Snow is ready for it, but Icy secures the kill anyways. Now backing out to go play with his team. Looks like we're gonna be abandoning this A site. Moving back over to B, but Pluto is aware of this. Coming back into CT to try and defend this once again. Icy now trying to bait out that wall.
He's trying. He's trying.
He's trying his best. Does manage to avoid the flash, so they don't have the info necessarily where the players are. And we're gonna be re-hitting onto this A site. Mason scanned in CT. Gonna be blinded up. Gets the kill onto Fro. Fro pops that not dead yet. Ready to run at him.
30 seconds left.
Dodges that stun, but is gonna be blinded up. Trying to make some work out of here. The blind again. Sheer Pluto finding Icy on that B site.
Enemy remaining.
And it's just the slaughterhouse in CT. Everyone killing everyone. Storm now left in a 1v2. Aware of both players' locations. Can't settle the shots onto Pluto. Gonna focus back on Mason once again as that aftershock is gonna clear them out. Finding the kill, but Pluto right there with the trade. That's gonna bring it back up to 11-10.
Again, Mason's doing such a good job in delaying and denying. Just stalling out as much as possible. I mean, I gotta say the shot through the smoke was a fadeaway shot with the Vandal. And just one-tapping Soul through the smoke. I mean, just so unlucky in terms of, circumstances there. And, I mean, the call was right to try to fake the rotate to B and stay A. But Mason was just aware of that possibility and just played the anchor and played the, play that stall. I mean, Fro with the not dead yet pop tried to just fight onto Mason, but Mason just had full utility, which was able to stall him out as much as possible until Snoopy got there and was able to hold his back. And just a beautiful, beautiful defense right there on that A side.
Absolutely. Avoid did pick up an op in the buy phase, now holding on to B with this. Trying to look at market. That buy soul is going to be covering his back. Gets a kill onto Soul. Pluto is on Icy as well, but Fro and Storm finding their ones. Hazard now blinded up, and Jon Snow. Hazard finding the kill, but not before Storm fell. Now just 45 HP. Does have the spike, but Mason aware of exactly where he's going. And they are going to pick up that off and save it.
Yeah, the first time in this map we've seen the operator pulled out. That's what I wanted to see from Soul, but he just didn't have the rounds in order to pull out the operator as early as possible. But obviously with these 4 rounds in a row beforehand, was able to get the op from Avoid. And now here with with that 5th round on the board, tied scoreline. It's slipping away a little bit from Edgers. They had 5 rounds in a row. Now Teddy's got 5 rounds in a row. So far, I mean, 2 rounds left to go before a team wins or overtime. So let's see if they can come up with this.
Soul running up into mid. I think does manage to barely get into market before that door is closed and that smoke. Might be able to hide their location just a little bit. Now stunned up by that breach ult. Viswell is going to be baited out, but Jon Snow there in the corner. Icy does get the trade. Bro. Now, Viswell is going to be popped, and Pluto finds Soul, who had to use that classic on site.
One enemy remaining.
Avoid popping that overdrive, getting 2 before Snoopy secures the round. And is match point now.
There's nothing you can do there from the side of Edgers. I mean, Soul was able to get into market, just barely squeezing through. But that timing was lost. I mean, Jon Snow was in market. They had the select play. They were ready to go, and they just could not, slide in time to get that kill. And then the Steel Garden coming out of Sheer Pluto in order to stop that, post plant from happening. And then as well as the overdrive from a Void. This beautiful, beautiful team chemistry already coming in. It was looking so rough from Teddy's, and now they're bringing us back with the last round of regulation right here.
Absolutely. That Sova Dart is going to make the defenders aware. There's a few players mid.
Deploying drone.
Drone now to clear it out. See exactly how many people we got. Spots out, I believe 2, maybe 3. Market door is going to be closed and a Void. With that op, online mid. Go, go, go. Trying to secure any of these shots, but going to be smoked out. Now we're going to just hold back. Maybe try and work up A a little bit. See if we can take any space whatsoever.
It's just a slow default, the slow contacty play coming out here from the side of Edgers. They want to just see if anything is going to get, or the side from Teddy is going to get them any kind of picks, but they're so willing to just play discipline, play slow at their own pace, because right now they know that they have the advantage. There's map point. It's all the pressure is on Edgers, where Teddy can really just look to play slow and be patient to avoid. We got the first, but Fro falls to Mason, who was just in that
30 seconds left.
off angle. And now they want to go back towards mid. Snoopy's going to fall with 25 seconds left to go. Soul with a beautiful timing onto Mason. And now here in a 4v3. And they want to go towards the B side, but this thorn is going to be a thorn in their behind. With 12 seconds left to go, Jon Snow to be the difference maker here. Takes down Hazard. They have to get the ball. Sheer Pluto gets the other. And that's going to do it for map number 1. As Teddy with an immaculate comeback to win it 13-11.
That was such a crazy map. We had both sides just snowballing and snowballing, finally taking 1 round, and they just, had 5 afterwards. It was absolutely a map to watch.
Indeed, it was a great, great back and forth affairs, but Teddy's just found the answers faster and were able to just win out on those rounds. I think it was it 6, 7 in a row, 7 in a row to close it out, despite losing 5 in a row. But I'm pretty sure we are going to take a quick little break just to let the teams, digest a little bit and to relax before we get back into map number 2.
All right, I heard
But
just what
we are
happened,
gonna-
but oh, wait, never mind.
All right, welcome back from our little break. We were just, making sure everything was all good, getting set up for the next map. As Teddies were able to take away the map 13-11. We are wasting no more time. It's going to be me and Omni with Snail here on the desk once again for map number 2 with Teddy's up 1-0 as we get into the agent select here. Snail, what do you think about that last map?
I think it was maybe a little bit too close for comfort for the side of Teddy's. That was their map pick, and they started going down, pretty fast. They were managing to pull it back, but going now into the Edgers map pick, you've got to be a little bit scared. This is the map they wanted. This is the map they're good at, and obviously they've that comp set up the way they want to. So, you got to be a little bit cautious. Just kind of find what you can where you can, and best case scenario, you hope for map 3 maybe.
Yeah, but as you can see, Kiri is going to be, into this map. I forgot who are subbing or who they're subbing for, but now they're back in here. I'm pretty sure this is their full team here.
That would be
Kiri,
icy. Icy
Icy
out.
indeed.
Fury in.
Icy, Icy out, Kiri in. Now they have their full team. I mean, Icy still did a really good job on that map. I don't think, take nothing away from his lurks were really good, but now Hazard is on his comfort role of Sentinel, and Kiri on that breach to try to set up his duelist of Soul. And we look at over on the left side, obviously it's going to be a Void on that Neon, who's been really solid on the Neon in that last map. Really took over a lot of the rounds here, as well as Mason on that breach as well. It's going to be mostly a mirror comp, aside from the Raze and the Clove instead of the Omen and the Neon. But still, these two teams, I mean, if this map goes how it went for the first map, we're in for a banger one.
Absolutely. I think the key for this map is going to be those early Rebel fights on A, trying to, see who can take away that space the most effectively and, fight for control.
And I'm also going to be looking towards Fro a lot of the times here, because Fro he's so dominant on Clove, especially on this map. I mean, we've seen how many, frags he can get on this map with this agent. I mean, I've seen him drop 25 plus. I think he had a 30 bomb at one point. So he's really good on this map with Clove. I mean, he also had Soul. I'm so sorry, Soul, but there goes your satchel. But it happens to the best of us. I've done that numerous times as well. But now we get into this pistol round here. I mean, the scoreline for the pistol round is 1-1. So neither team has gotten advantage from the pistol round. But still, winning the pistol round on the attack side can easily snowball it straight into just a huge half.
Absolutely. You see these defenders ready to take that Rebel control, but the attackers are poised outside of C, ready to abuse this lone sentinel on this site here. They do manage to secure that orb on A. And now that satchel from Soul gonna come in bend. Hazard or Pluto trying to hold this off. Soul with the kill onto Snow. Storm finding Pluto as well. And now Avoid trying to hold this site. Gets taken out by Fro. Mason does, however, get a trade onto Kamui. Taggedow's just 15 HP though. And they all are aware where these last players are. That Vise Flash gonna come out. Reach with the counter flash to get that cross. Storm taking that last kill though. Now Snoopy all alone. They all are
this quad
locked onto
high-low.
this angle.
Oh, this is impossible. It's so impossible with this high-low here. And Fro is going to be the one to find the kill. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful sight take. Despite losing out on that one satchel from Soul, was able to still get on the site. And from the side of, I'm pretty sure it was Jon Snow and Pluto, they were trying to get in front of the wall to try to punish the players who were going to come out of the smoke and then get the kills. But instead, Soul, making a Soul read there and turns around at the right time and was able to get the kills. And now we go into this round. I mean, that's a pistol round for the side of Edgers. That's something you need in order to build momentum. But I mean, it's looking like it's going to be a hard clash at A here.
Absolutely, that Vice ready for that flash. Ray's gonna satchel out into Rubble. Throwing that nade, but Avoid gets the kill with that classic. Now running back in, is managing to recover that Guardian, now firing pot shots through the smoke, trying to get any sort of chip damage. Kiri finding a Snoopy with the Bulldog. Now this Fade Dog is gonna re-clear. Spamming these smokes. Avoid with a great shot onto Fro. Kiri finding Snow and Storm with a Void. And all of a sudden, it's looking like it was doable, but now it's just Pluto all alone. Is on the flank, but that Vise Wall still up.
I mean, Hazard just threw a fadeaway shot onto Mason and just get the body shot, because really that's all they needed was a body shot. But now they know that Pluto's on this flank here. He is going to pick up a Bulldog, so he could try to make this costly, because Kiri is low. Possibly at least 2 shots at the Bulldog, while Storm is here in this triangle with this Bulldog as well. I mean, this is already a really, really good, eco round for the side of Teddy's, doing as much damage as possible. But Hazard takes a little shot. Now she's supposed to be where. Oh, he turned it the worst time. He's trying to get the kill, but Hazard's just gonna run away and not give up the gun. And now Pluto's just under so much pressure. He finds the first, unable to find the second. But again, you are happy with the damage done. Kiri down to just 3 HP.
Absolutely. Gonna have to buy new shields if they decide to go for this round. And obviously, you know, lost 3 of those guns that they had bought. And going into the buy round for Teddy's, it is going to be an uphill climb for the Edgers to take this round as well.
I mean, we've seen this before though. We saw in the last map where Edgers had literally 1 Guardian and 4 pistols, and we're still able to convert the bonus round. So maybe Edgers can be the same here, but this is again going to be a fight once again. Just so aggressive on these 8 fights.
The Void is going to be spotted out by that Phaeton, but manages to get into cover before he can spam through the smoke. Jon Snow finding the head of Hazard through that Omen smoke, and a Void now poised up, ready for anybody to try and peek through, as some of these players are going to start heading towards B. We're going to see Fro with that Sheriff lurking up into B. We do have not Mason there, ready for the swing. And Fro about to cross, spots out that Vise wall, does manage to trip it and get out safely. Now Soul and Pluto fighting in C. Soul 21 HP, Sheer Pluto down to 50. Those thorns are going to be activated. Coiled Metal going to come out, going to try and satchel through these thorns. Does get through, but not looking at the right spot as Sheer Pluto takes that kill. Fro, however, with that trade through the box, now recovering this Phantom, and it is definitely a winnable round for either side. Fro finding Mason, Snoopy with the trade onto Kiri. That Omen Blind is going to stop the plant for a little bit. Fro finding the kill onto a Void as well, but Snow with a great headshot onto Storm, and now Fro all alone in the 2v1, just 5 HP. Spike recovered, but Snow holding that angle tightly manages to secure the kill.
Beautiful, beautiful anti-bonus round for the side of Teddy's. A little, Edgers, actually it's Teddy's, but a little costly in the end. I mean, they lost out on a few rifles, but it's okay at the end of the day. I mean, Teddy's were able to convert it, not get bonused, and now they want to go into this first full buy for the side of Edgers. Not from the side of Teddy's. They have a judge in their hands with a Sheriff and light armor fans from Sheer Pluto. They can definitely get punished if he gets overzealous. But, I mean, I know Pluto, he's very, very disciplined player. I don't think he can get caught out in wrong times, but I might be eating my words here in some moment. And as I say that, I eat my words.
It's the caster curse. You just gotta not say anything. Avoid taking that aggressive angle. But Storm shuts it down right away. And now all of a sudden, very quickly into the round, the attackers are up 5-3, and Mason down to less than half HP as well with that spam through the smoke coming out. But Kiri thought he was behind the wall. Not quite. Bro does get the trade, however. Dodges that flash. Great headshot onto Mason, and Hazard finds the last.
Body spraying for good measure. I mean, as I was saying, I mean, Sheer Pluto is pretty disciplined most of the time. But I mean, when you're alone on the C side, you just can't afford to really die there. When you're especially with the C anchor, you have to play a little bit more passive in order to just get that information passively when you don't have your wall when it's on the B side. But coming into here now, I mean, it's gonna be a low buy. All 5 shares in light armor for the side of Teddy's. So they're gonna have to try to make magic happen with these share hands, but we've seen them do it before. As Fro taking first contact, but has to back away off of that stun.
Boy, now swinging into the smoke, doesn't manage to settle the shots, but Fro and Kamui both take their one as Soul finds another. Hazard lurking up into B, about to find where Pluto has been. Pluto is ready for it though, taking out that Sheriff, but Hazard, with great crosshair placement, secures the kill. What a fast round.
No charges.
I was just saying, we do have, you know, a little mix-up on the overlay, but it's okay. Just flip Edgers and Teddies, and that's what the team are. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. But I mean, just another really good fight from the side of Edgers. They were able to just hold back into A lobby, expect the push from the side of Teddies, and now they were able to just control it. But obviously, just saying right now, it is 4-1 Edgers, not Teddies. Edgers are the ones up 4-1 right now. So we go here into the next round.
We're going to take some of this aggression away from that A space and towards this B site, trying to abuse Pluto, who's been holding the site alone previously. Are going to secure that orb, play it a little bit slower, trying to get some shots, bait out some thorns maybe, before we try and bait this wall out. The door is going to be popped. Possibility of a few players lurking into B, now entering these defenders' minds, trying to give them more space to look at. They've got to make a decision here soon, and that breach ult is going to be popped onto C. Satchel's not managing to pop the Vise ult. Hazard with the kill onto a Snoopy. Storm catching a Void had the util out. Pluto finding Soul. Curie gets the pick onto Jon Snow, and now Pluto is going to have to back out. Try and play Reef. Finds Red of Fro. Up set, not dead yet. Curie, and now Mason finding another. Fro right there with that not dead yet though. Unfortunately, not able to make use of it. That Vice Steel Garden is going to be popped onto Storm, who is suddenly left in a 1v2 as there was just a slaughter on the C site.
I think it was 5v2 or 5v3 on the site. And Pluto and Mason just holds down the fort and we're able to just deny completely. But now here in the 1v2, Storm
10 seconds
running low on time, has to get this bomb down, which sheer Pluto is going to hear. Now stunned up, just 9 bullets. Will that be enough? That Vice Splash, gonna be able to dodge it. Getting the kill onto Mason, has to reload, pulls out the classic. Trying to right click Pluto, but not able to make it happen. Great effort by Storm, but unfortunately, Pluto with the 4K was too powerful.
What a beautiful hold there from Mason and Pluto. Pluto getting 4 there, but Mason with the utility was able to stall them out just enough in order to really force them into taking separate 1v1s. And that's exactly where you want. Yeah, a timeout's going to be called here, because that's a mistake you can't be making. And especially when you're taking a site, especially with how well they were able to dissect that site and just unable to get the bomb down. And next thing you know, it turns into just a disaster of a round for the side of Edgers, where instead of, they were up 5v3, 5v2, goes down to, 4v2, 4v3. And next thing you know, the not dead yet was popped, and they still could not be able to settle the shots and get the bomb down. Beautiful, beautiful side hold from the Sentis and the Initiator, as we are going to try to get the overlay fixed real quick. Hopefully that won't take too long, but we have this timeout to do it. Hopefully our lovely producer can get it.
We heart our producers in this facility.
We love our producers.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that fixed. And then moving into this next round here, once this timeout is over, I think it's going to be definitely, like you said, trying to talk through what happened on site, how we lost when we were up so many numbers. We were on site, we had it, just couldn't manage to get that spike down, and then all of a sudden, the retake comes in, and 2 people, kill basically the entire team.
I mean, I was saying, our overlay did break a little bit, but it's okay. I will update the score line as much as possible here as we get into this next round. I mean, with a minute 30, already looking to take the C mount control here. I mean, oh, there's a C trap, and it's gonna be a
pull them out.
bloodbath.
Great Nightfall and that Neon
C.
Overdrive gonna be combined to get 2 for a Void, but Fro does manage to shut it down, and now that breach, it's gonna be popped as well, spraying all of them through the box. Jon Snow finds Fro. Mason with the kill onto Soul with the classic as well. Hazard finding Snoopy, but Mason there. And that was just an absolute slaughter. We had 3 ults pop that round to shut them down.
Hopefully that was a thrifty. I don't know how that was a thrifty, but it's okay. It's just a beautiful C trap, using the ults to their advantage, using everything that they can in that C trap. The Nightfall, the paranoia, the stun, just everything thrown at them, and it was picture perfect. And they were able to just secure the round. As now we go into this next round, 1 away from tying this up. Do Edgers have the ability to just bring the momentum back in their favor?
Gonna go back to this classic rubble fight here on A, but the attackers are not going to be there at all. Hazard with this lurk up B, the rest of his team looking to poke at that C site. And now we are going to hear Neon rotating over. Jon Snow takes that first contact, manages to kill Hazard on that lurk. Omen Blind goes a little amiss, hitting a Void as well. And now all of these players are going to be boxed into this C mount space here. taking a little bit slow, waiting for maybe some rotates as we're gonna back out, look for some space elsewhere.
It's just a nice slow default coming in here. I mean, and, oh, Kiri finds the kill on the Jon Snow, who was able to just getting a little too overzealous there. Now Fro wants to see if he can take a fight here. As Fro is going to be holding tight, seeing if Pluto's going to give him anything. Might get a little antsy, get a little curious now. But Fro waiting for this possibility. Heard the jump spot. Now Pluto gets a little dink, and now the paint shells, they know exactly where he's at now, and that's gonna fall.
Great kill with the paint shells onto Pluto. Now that site is going to be open for them to take. They all flood in, throwing that Clove Metal into CT to try and stall any defenders who might be trying to retake. And Mason getting the kill with the Aftershock onto Soul. Spike is going to be planted on C. Now we're going to be taking a little bit of a breather here, waiting for this Fade util to clear out some space, trying to get this retake underway. Avoid gonna be taking first contact with that Fade Nightfall is gonna come out to delay a little bit. A Snoopy finding a kill onto Fro. Storm there with the trade onto Avoid. Snoopy finding Kiri as well, but Storm and a Snoopy stuck in a Fade 1v1. I don't know what happened with that taunt, how it went into the floor, but Snoopy securing the kill. Riot? Did you see what I say? It went into the floor and didn't scan her.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking from the side. I mean, from that right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was Storm had the read on where Snoopy was going to be, but it just didn't scan. It just, I don't know, disappeared into the ether.
Yeah, I have the worst. I have never seen that, and it just happens at a costly time. You know, in a 1v1, and now you're like thinking, okay, the eye's not gonna see him, does not see her in that 1v1. Thinking gonna wrap, and now next thing you know, they're in your face, and you're wondering what the hell happened.
Absolutely.
And now here, already in a fast A main, A rebel take just already from the side of Teddy.
And the attackers are gonna not push into it, but just sit outside, see if anyone gets a little bit antsy, gets ready to push. As a few contact shots are taken. Storm now finding that chip damage. Neon Stun gonna go in. It is gonna hit too. Raze ult gonna be popped. Avoid getting the kill onto Hazard. Raze ult not managing to find too much value, but Pro finding the kill on Snoopy. And now these defenders gonna have to back out towards B site through that breakable door as these attackers just flood on. Got that Fade sees to stall, but Jon Snow is here on site. Fade Dog does clear him out as Kamui finds the shoulder. Now we're gonna slow it down a little bit, trying to find the location of these defenders. Mason's gonna get a little antsy and swing. Does get the kill onto Storm, and Avoid just 1 HP finds Kamui as well. Fro getting the trade onto Avoid. 2v, make that a 1v3 as Jon Snow finds Fro. Soul there with the trade though. Now trying to work up, find this spike. Time is ticking down. 12 seconds. 10 seconds. We know where one of them are. Trying to take this swing slowly. Picking up the spike. You have 4 seconds. And does not manage to get the plant down, unfortunately. Taking this aggressive angle, Mason takes the gun down.
They think they're so
a little body shitting go into it as well.
This is an unfortunate stall out by defenders. You know that you drop that spike in a easy to hold position, and now it's just the round is over.
Yeah, I mean, Soul was just like second guessing a lot of things he was trying to do. He was slowly clearing every angle to make sure they were not anywhere close to him, but instead they were able to just do that. And oh my, I need my thing to be crystal clear quality. What is going on here? But as we go into this next round, I mean,
taking this rebel fight once again, but again the attackers are not there. They're all at sea, trying to abuse this lone sentinel. And the wild is going to be popped to clear Pluto off of sight. Soul now satcheling on with a great take. This wall is going to stall the attackers for a little bit as the team tries to, join Soul on site. bomb gonna be going down soon here, I expect. Yes, Storm does get the plant, but Mason catching these aggressive swings. Kamui there with the trade. Jon Snow finding Hazard as well. Now Pluto with the kill on Sakiri, and it's absolutely a bloodbath. Players falling left and right. Fro in CT, throwing that metal, trying to get them off the spike. Avoid is tagged. Fro does manage to get the kill. I believe the spike is half though, with just 9 bullets. Fro does kill Jon Snow, but Pluto there with the trade and does manage to get the spike defused.
Another just really good execute coming out here from the Edgers. As we look at the scoreboard, I mean, 15-9 from Fro. He is doing so much to try to keep them in this game, but it's just not enough right now. 6-4 on this side. I mean, from the side of Teddy, they brought this back. They were down 4-1, and now they have won 5 in a row. Look, they made this round neutral now. It's half neutral, 6-4. The only way they could, screw this up is the next thing you know, if Edgers can win 2 rounds in a row. But now, I mean, look at that B side. It's been so left open. I think they're starting to realize it as well. So they want to go towards the B side here on this eco buy.
I have a few lurkers out towards C main, trying to poke and prod at this sentinel site once again. As these two players going through B, they're going to hear these rotates come out towards C. Fro with this timing onto Avoid, but Avoid gets the pick with the Vandal. Now it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. Kamui trying to spot this wall. Does get it baited out, but unfortunately takes a little bit of damage from Pluto, who's hiding in that corner. Now we've got Zori spotting out, not Mason, on that B site. And we do have Avoid just neon sprinting straight towards all of the enemies. 3 on the round, looking for more. Spot Soul gets the kill, and what an ace from Avoid.
A beautiful, beautiful ace coming out of Avoid. He's able to get the kills on that flank, and he's able to just, sign it off with the ace. A beautiful round coming out of the Neon. I mean, I was saying the last round where, the Neons on defense don't really get as much value, but on Lotus it's completely different because you're fighting so much on Lotus, and as a Neon player, you're going to get a lot of engagement, and that's what happened there. Avoid getting so much engagement, and now we go into the last round of the half with the win under the belt for Teddy's in this half on the harder side of defense.
100%. Soul finding that first blood onto Jon Snow. Now their smokes is out for the rest of the rounds. They take a little bit more of this aggression towards C. Bro holding this A space. They know they like to push out Rubble. Both Fade Dogs going to be invested into this. And Zori finds the kill onto Mason, who is getting a little bit anti-B. Fro finding Avoid as well, taking that A site. And it's looking like a strong round, but Pluto does find the head of Hazard, holding onto this C site. All 4 attackers poised outside. And that breach ult is going to be popped, unfortunately. Hits their teammate a little bit. Storm finding Pluto. And now a Snoopy left alone in a 1v4.
Spike planted.
Trying to clear out this B. They know Hazard was there previously.
Hazard's dead.
Yeah, but he used to be there.
He used to be there.
He could have had a buddy.
Yeah, he could have. You're down to the 1v4. The Nightfall's going to be used to clear out all of the Nine wants to go towards the door, but Soul's going to be here, ready and waiting for her. And that's a 7-5 scoreline. And I mean, 6 rounds in a row from the defenders from the side of Teddy's. Just such a good round. Just such a good half. And now we go into this next half. Snoopy 4, 10, and 10. Already securing the 10 assists. Not Mason with 9 assists as well. So really just having coming alive here with the assist department on these initiators. Giving Avoid so much more helpful. But now this is where you're really going to need those initiators. As this A fight again, I mean, I think the A fight is going to go in complete favor of Teddy's here because they have the Neon and the Omen that they can just TP across and run across, beat the utility. But now we go into this next round. This possibly could be the last half for Edgers in this tournament if they cannot bring this back here on defense and force a map 3.
Gonna pop that Raise Nade early, and most of the players are actually over towards C once again. These A Rebel fights not really being too interesting to them, as Avoid trying to bait out this Vise wall, which I don't believe is placed. TPing onto site now. Jon Snow blinded up by that Vice. We are gonna manage to take C site. Bomb's gonna be planted. There's 2 players waiting inside the CT smoke though. Avoid finding the first. Kiri finding a Snoopy. Hazard killing Snow as well. And now it's a 2v3.
Last player standing.
Kiri finding a Void. It's a great side hold from him. 3K on the round so far. Looking for more Mason. Trapped in Bend, but that spike wasn't able to go down. And Kamui, Kiri, my own prospect, with a great side hold. 4 on the rounds.
Waiting. Let's do this.
It's just a beautiful call coming out of Edgers there. Use the aftershock and then look to top. And when they top the bomb, flood out on the site and just take the brawl. And that's exactly what they did. They just brawled into the site and took control of it. And they get the pistol round. That's now 3-1 on the pistol line scoreline. But it's not, you know, going in their favor in terms of the round difference right now. 7-6, but they could look to tie it up right here unless disaster happens.
Gonna fight for this rubble space. Both teams aggressing this time. Soul,
He's
satchel
Jon
over.
Snow.
Gets the kill anyway with that Bulldog. And now we do have a Void sliding in. Manages to find the kill, but Storm finding Mason as well. Now a Void down to just 30 HP. Taking this timing onto Fro. Traps all alone behind his box. And he just gets taken down. Now Snoopy trying to make this work. C-site is open. That Vice util being down. Plant is gonna go down. Never mind, we're repositioning. Plant going to be stuck, yes. 2 players aggressing from Waterfall. Snoopy does have a Bulldog, or a Guardian, excuse me, against these Bulldogs, trying to make this round happen. Kamui waiting for Fro to pop this breach stun. Doesn't get any contact though. Snoopy, just a few too many targets to aim at as Storm takes the kill.
Settle the shots. When Kiri had the you know, util in their hands, and more body shooting from teammates from last season. Kiri, 10 HP, is going to survive. I mean, a really good rebel fight again coming out of Edgers, and we're able to come away with it. And then also Hazard pushed up through C to try to take a fight and did get his one. Could have been disastrous with that Guardian in their hands, but luckily disaster was avoided. Now we go here into the bonus round again. I mean, this is going to be a really good bonus buy. 2 Bulldogs and a Guardian. And we got 2 classics on Soul Hazard. Probably going to buy up a Sheriff maybe. Look to just have something in their pocket instead of just a classic, but I think Soul is just going to deal with classic in their hand. Nope, it's going to get the Sheriff. And now once again, it's going to be this Rebel fight from these 2 teams. And I mean, Rebel's just so potent.
Does manage to satchel across, and now these attackers can back out. Look towards this B side to aggress. Kamui all alone, trying to hold it down. Getting the kill onto a Void. And that Vice Wall is going to save him from any more aggressive as he picks up this Phantom. Now we're going to be opening that door, moving across the seaside, but Pluto, with the lurk does manage to find the kill onto Soul. Fade Dog gonna create some chaos. Pluto still with the lurk, finding Storm as well, down to just 20 HP as he calls his teammates back over to A site. Kiri in this breakable, maybe finding some value here as they don't know he's close with a flick shot. Great headshot onto Snoopy as well, and he's got 4! And Kamui with the ace! He's prospect, by the way.
That's insane!
I knew this guy before he was famous.
Oh my, what a beast! Deciding to take the fight into Rubble and says, you gotta get through me in order to get to the A site with the Phantom that he got from a Void who slid into the B site ahead of the Vice Wall and was unable to really settle the shots, falling to Kiri, and that was a detriment to the end. Kiri with the ace and a bonus conversion now as they go into this next round. Edgers finding their mojo and finding the momentum.
Gonna be taking it a little bit slower of a default here. Vice Flash is gonna get some info that at least one player is out B main. Hazard taking this aggressive mound angle and does manage to pay off as he finds the kill onto Pluto. Now the attackers trying to take back some of this C space. Hazard spamming through this wall, trying to find some shots. None of them quite connecting though. And this wall that he has, not down on C side, just the vines there to stop. Soul finding the kill onto Jon Snow through the wall. And Kamui, unfortunately stunned up. Breach util being thrown at him. Avoid does manage to get on site with that Stinger. 14 HP to his name. As he tries to get back to his team, they all decide to leave, picking that orb on the way out, going back over to A, but there's still Soul waiting for this rotate, and he's gonna... I don't think they're aware that he's there, as Void just neon sprints onto site. He manages to find the kill, but Mason, with a great sheriff shot, shuts it down right away. All three of these defenders now running back over. Snoopy taking a few panic shots
Player standing.
as Storm from an off angle, and Kamui finished the round.
Just really good, just micromanaging on the defense side. And now we're gonna take a
Absolutely.
timeout here from the side of Teddy's. And now, I mean, it's just such good defensive movement coming out of Edgers. They took Rubble control. They leave Soul into Rubble, make sure no lurks are happening, make sure that they are unable to take that control for themselves, and then just stack the rest of the map. That's exactly what you want to do on Lotus and have control of Rubble, because Rubble is so difficult to take back once you lose it. So now, I mean, the defense are just doing such a good job in holding down and then stacking the rest of the map. From the side of Teddy, they went towards the C site, and there was 3 players already on the C site after Hazard got the first pick. I'm pretty sure that the first pick onto Pluto, who's in Mound. And next thing you know, they're just willing to play retake, wait for the bomb to top, and then just flood onto site. But from the side of Teddy's, they wanted to go back towards A, and Soul was still there. He didn't move a muscle. And that right there is just what you want to see when you're playing Lotus defense. And right now, Edge is doing that to absolute perfection.
100%. It's so great when you can trust your teammates to have that other side on lockdown. You can just be in that location where, you know, no one's gonna expect you. They're just gonna run straight into you with their util out like a Void did. You know, able to secure those easy kills and turn the round in your favor.
Yeah, we get into this next round now. There's going to be now the rifles back online for the side of Teddy's. I mean, we've seen this story before, though. It happened last map. It didn't happen again here, where Edges had so much momentum and were unable to continue that momentum as they're going to go fast towards the C side here.
They are going to see some major aggression towards C-side with that Fade Nightfall coming out. Doesn't manage to catch a Sentinel on site, though. Hazard finds one. Mason with the pick on Fro in B. Storm finding the trade. And Snoopy with the trade as well. Avoid on site. Takes down Hazard. And now getting the kill onto Kamui as well. And Pluto finishing it out on B. I think the defenders were just a little too split that round.
I mean, Hazard did a really good job taking care of the Omen. It was just a Void was able to get in such good positions and able to settle the shots a lot faster before Hazard could. And that ultimately was able to open up the round. And now again, we go here. I mean, like I said, we've been here before. 4 rounds in a row this time instead of 5. I mean, it could be a snowball. It could be disastrous for Edgers. But all they have to do is win 4 rounds. 4 rounds in order to go to a map 3 of Abyss. And, I mean, it's easier said than done. But if you can do it, it could be this team of Edgers. They've been here before.
They are going to leave Pluto on that lurk once again as the rest of the team head towards this C site, trying to abuse this Sentinel, this lone Sentinel. They're gonna slow it down a little bit, maybe take it back over to A, but there is 2 players waiting. Soul on top of that Rubble in an off angle, not necessarily watching it, decides to drop down, but Pluto heard the footstep. Now Mason firing at Breach Stun, but we do have a Void popping that overdrive, but Kamui doesn't care. He kills a Void anyway, and now Kamui, Breach stunned up, Breach flashed, everyone's running at him. He manages to get into the corner as his teammate Storm comes to shut Mason down, just barely surviving that fight. And now this Breach Aftershock is gonna come out. Jon Snow finding that off timing though, shutting down that util. Fade Eye gonna come out. Gonna be broken though, not much value to be found out of it as these defenders try to hold this Rubble.
30
But
seconds
we do
left.
have Snoopy lurking up from B. I don't know if the 2 players in Breakable are gonna be aware of this. Wisewell is there to watch it. Storm finding the kill onto Snoopy with a great shot.
Beautiful, beautiful shots there. And I mean, again, I gotta give the reason why they won this round to Kiri. Was able to just use that breach ult in order to stall them as much as possible. The Rolling Thunder coming in clutch, and able to take down a Void who had the overdrive popped and was ready to go, ready to just run in there and take the kills and open up the A side. But Kiri says, no, I am denying that completely. And now we go here into round number 19, down 10-8. Teddies, they had good game plans to start off with on that last round. Can they capitalize on them again here? Right now, they need it.
Already breach aftershock is gonna come out, try to deny that plant. The plant does go down, but manages to find the kill onto Jon Snow as well. Hazard now in this corner with just the classic, a dink, 2 dinks, but Mason with the kill. Now Storm is stunned up, blinded up. Avoid Snoopy. Soul going huge with that raise on though. Bro finding the kill onto Snoopy. Pluto with the trade. Soul, take your gun out. Pluto securing the rounds.
Pluto just being stoic, not moving, not wanting to shy away from the fight, and just took the fight to Soul. I don't think Soul was expecting Pluto to be out so wide there, off of the pain shells. And that right there, Pluto wins the 1v2, was able to confirm the clutch, and now puts the side of, from the side of Teddy's on a lower buy because of how expensive that round was. So they're gonna go into this round kind of just scrapping for a buy, as now from the side of Edges, they have that stinger only on Soul, and they want to take this fight fast.
Storm getting the first pick onto Avoid. Neon gonna be down for the rounds. As these attackers keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, trying to take any space they're given. Pluto finds the pick onto Fro, Unbreakable. That Fade Dog going to alert them to the presence of Storm. Manages to avoid the spray shots though, as Snoopy working up through tree. We do have Soul right there, right outside, waiting for these players to push through this smoke. Maybe catching a timing onto Snow, but the blind is good. Jon Snow picking up this stinger now. As the plant goes down onto site, Kamui with the flank does manage to find Pluto. Packs it down just 30 HP. Hazard taking this swing onto Jon Snow. The blind is good, but just too close.
Enemy remaining.
Mason was revealed, his actions pushing forward. Thankfully, otherwise Hazard would have had that Steel Garden. Might not have been able to fight back.
I mean, I don't think a Steel Garden would have been really used because of the fact that the buy wasn't very good. They were on only Classics and Sheriffs, and a couple, like, probably, like, Bulldogs and whatnot, and that one Vandal that Pluto had from the last round. Now here, I mean, 11-9. They, from the side of Edges, they got here before, though. They got to 11 in the last map, and they just faltered a little bit at the end. Can they close it out this time here on their own map pick of Lotus? And right now, from the ults, looking here, they only have one ult on the side of, from the side of Edges, and that's that Steel Garden, as well as from the shadows coming in here from Jon Snow. They are one off the Nightfall, so maybe they can try to play around that, but again, it's just going to be a death ball into A main. It's just that the Lotus special is right here on this A-level fight.
TP's coming out, Satchel's coming out, trying to take control. Pro finding a Void, and Soul getting the pick onto Jon Snow as well, but Pluto does manage to find Soul, get that trade, and now we're scattering to the winds, running towards Seaside. That Hazard is there to spot these players out. And that Vise Wall gonna be up. These Thorns ready to stop them from coming onto site. Gonna take that. Not taking the turnable wall. I don't remember what it's called right now. Into B.
I just call it a rotating door.
That one. Yep. Wall is gonna be tripped. Vines popped. Pluto slowed up inside of them, trying not to die. Fade is gonna confirm that there's no one on site with that Nightfall. Hazard just barely tagged on the edge of it, ready with that Steel Garden. Is gonna be popped. Pluto finds the kill onto Storm, but Hazard right there with the trade.
Spike planted.
Now, these guns are gonna be classics for the attackers. Bro finding the kill onto Snoopy, but Mason right there with the trade. Bro popping that, not dead yet, as Mason fights for his life with the Bulldog, and it is not enough as they secure the 12th round of the map.
Point to possibly push it to a map 3 of
Match
Abyss.
point.
As here, I mean, 12-9 in favor of Edgers on their map pick. This is what I was saying. This is their map. Lotus has been such a dominant map for this team, winning 13 threes and 13 fours, and I think also a 13-7 at some point on Lotus. So they've been really good on this map, and they're showing it 12-9, showing these defensive protocols, showing what they do when they take that level space, and just look to stack the rest of the map, just trusting in the fact that Hazard can hold down the C site. But now it's going to be put to the test here as the attackers want to go towards the C site.
We do have Sheer Pluto with that lurk up B main once again, but two players are there ready to counter it as this Neon runs onto site. Kiri finding the first pick onto Pluto. That lurk is down now as Hazard backing away but being chased down by a Void with that Judge in hands. Omen Blind gonna be good. That spray not managing to connect as Snow takes the kill. Throw now. Possibly walking straight into a Judge. We'll see who comes out on top in this fight. Avoid taking the first few shots. Backing out now. Throw, as we know, the Judge is better in close range. Mason finding the kill onto these players, pushing out Waterfall. They just weren't aware of him. Avoid finally taking down Crow with that Judge. Storm peeking out of the smoke as he and Soul both get a pick. Picking up this Guardian now as he's low on bullets in his Phantom. Tapping the spike comes out. Oh, he was so close to converting that. But the high-low is just too strong.
If he just had a little bit more bullets in the Phantom, he might have had a better chance of winning that. But a beautiful call. They take C, they realize they're playing retake C, and they just go straight into CT and just bring the fight straight into CT. A beautiful call, beautiful execution on that. I need to see more of that coming out of Teddy's if they want to get these 2 rounds that they desperately need in order to just force an overtime. Not to win the map, force overtime.
Absolutely. It looks like they're going to be poised, ready to do the same thing, take over this C mound. As they're taking a little bit more of an aggressive angle, though, unfortunately has to back off as the shots don't connect. Now this whole just troop of agents. That Steel Garden gonna be popped. Thorns slowing them down a little bit on this entry. 3 players already in CT, so they might have a little bit of a tougher time pushing out if that's what they plan on doing.
Nightfall can
Storm
get all
ready
5.
with this Nightfall. Waiting for the right time. It is gonna be popped. Bro, finding a challenge to avoid it. Finding another with 3 on the round, but unfortunately was still in that reload animation. Breach ult gonna be coming out now, taking Kiri and Hazard by surprise. Kamui still stunned up, finds the kill as well. Unfortunately, not able to pop that Nightfall. Jon Snow on for the ace, but Storm takes it away to clean up the map.
One beautiful retake. The Steel Guardian pushed him all the way back
Defenders
and
win.
was able to get the
nightmare
plant
is
down,
over.
but the Nightfall was just too much. Fro getting 3 on the round and was just able to secure this map. As ladies and gentlemen, for our first match of the round of 8 for the MOX Bowl, we are going to a map 3 of Abyss, with that being a 13-10 scoreline in favor of Edgers, as we are going to make sure we get everything all set up for map number 3 to see if we can get our overlay working once again. But we are going to take a quick intermission to get everything all sorted out. So we will be back here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere for this map 3. Welcome back from our little intermission. We got everything all set up for our map 3 of Abyss, the decider to determine who moves on to the round of 4, the semifinals before the grand finals between these two teams, between Edgers and Teddy. Once again, joined here, Omni with Snail once again. Now we go here into Abyss. Abyss recently joined back into the pool. So what do you think, Snail? What do you think is going to happen here in terms of the comps?
I honestly have no idea who's gonna come out on top of this. You know, this isn't either team's map pick. This was the throwaway. So I don't know how comfortable these two teams are on this specific map. Both of these previous maps have been, you know, neck and neck, tooth and nail, fighting for everything they can get to take it. So I think it's completely up in the air here. Who's gonna take this map and in turn take this series?
I mean, indeed. I mean, obviously, you're looking at, you know, the side of Edge's Fro not playing the Clove, wants to play the Astra because Abyss is so big. It's the biggest map in the pool. So playing Clove on this map would kind of be troll. But I mean, as I say that, Jon Snow locks in the Clove as I say that.
You just gotta stop talking on me.
Oh my god, it ain't the first time. It ain't the first time. I cast the curses
right.
so much during playoffs of EDC, so but I mean I have to say I don't want to like downplay Clove because Clove's a really good agent, but Clove on Abyss, I just don't get it. I honestly think like might be a little troll in my opinion because I think the Asher or the Omen is just significantly better on this map because of the fact that, you know, you can smoke from so much far away, where Clove, their distance is non-existent when it comes to the range of the smoke. So I just honestly don't understand the Clove pick here, but that's okay. We get into this pistol round here coming from these players. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to play around this Clove. I mean, might have to fight mid a lot, might have to take control in the extremities in order to use that Clove effectively. But I mean, that's why they're here. They have their ideas, they have their comp ideas. So let's just trust in the fact as they're running that double sensei comp with the deadlock and the vice. That makes this map very defense sided if you have that double sensei, because the vice can lock down one side and so is that deadlock.
Absolutely, 100%. It's going to be tough to break onto these sites here with those two sentinels. And it looks like we're going to try poking out this B side first. We are sending a lurker over towards that A side, towards that mid side. Kamui ready with the knife point. Doesn't catch anybody as he's going to pull Snoopy back onto site though. Wall going to be thrown. Snoopy finding the kill onto Soul. Unfortunately. Hazard though in mid, finding the kill onto Avoid. And these smokes are gonna fade. Deadlock wall still intact. Mason finding that pick onto Fro as these players rotate out towards mid side. Jon Snow killing the lone straggler in Kiri, who was left on that B side. Now Snoopy, a great headshot onto Storm and finishing the rounds. Finally coming alive.
3 on the round from Snoopy. I mean, it looked a little bit kind of disjointed in the start because it looked like they were going to over-rotate towards the A side because they saw nothing B. And all of a sudden, once that 0 point came in, they realized, oh, we over-rotated. Let's go back to the B side. And Snoopy was able to find a kill onto Soul only because Soul bought a Frenzy. The Frenzy is a good gun in close range. We saw Giacomo do it in VCT where he got a 1v4 with it, but we are not Giacomo. The Frenzy from that range is very, very hard to hit shots with that. So, but still, Snoopy hitting great shots on that kills, getting the pistol round, making that 3-2 in terms of the pistol rounds.
Absolutely. And now we have these attackers moving over more towards A site. Unfortunately, swinging right into the waiting hands of Avoid, who gets the first blood onto Hazard. Now taking this angle once again. Pluto and Avoid both with another kill. Great shots.
One enemy remaining.
Pluto saving Avoid's life with that kill onto Soul, and Mason taking down Storm as well. Easy, flawless for these defenders.
I just have to say, that anti-eco round could not have been worse for Edgers because Teddy's didn't lose any armor, didn't lose any guns. So now that means the cash flow is going to be at an all-time high already right off the rip. Like, that is an atrocious start. when we're going into the eco round. When you're going into the eco round, you want to do a little bit of damage. You want to make sure these players can have to rebuy their armor, rebuy stuff in order to not let their money just snowball. And they didn't do any of that. This could be a disaster of a bonus round.
Absolutely, just gave them ultars for free basically. Now we're trying to fight this mid. A few guardians, a few outlaws to this fight. Soul finding the first blood onto a void. Now the Sova drone gonna clear out Kamui. Gonna take it a little bit slower. Try to bait out some of these shots. Great headshot by Kamui onto Jon Snow.
That's a prospect player, by the way.
My prospects, I know that guy. Sova is gonna have to back out due to that knife point from KO, shutting his util down. Net from Snoopy goes a little bit wide, but does manage to do some stalling. Kamui with another kill onto Pluto in mid. Snoopy having to run out now. Soul chasing down just 10 HP. Snoopy too busy looking at mid. Soul finds the kill. And now Mason all alone. Does have a Guardian, but unfortunately too many angles to worry about. As Soul, with just 10 HP, finds 3 on the round.
He was knocked down to 10 HP at the very beginning of the round when he took the fight onto a void. And I was saying how, that bonus could have been disastrous because of the fact they didn't have to, rebuy anything. And, as I was saying, I mean, that gives the advantage to a void who's able to pick up the operator so early on. And in this map, you have to get the op on your duelist player as soon as possible so they can just hold these lines, because you need to have some sort of control on the extremities so you can able to pull the rotations into the right directions because of the fact of how big this map is.
Absolutely. Void immediately taking this aggressive angle. Able to get out in time though, as that dash was not already popped. Soul finding the trade. Now Pluto here trying to stop this hit. Manages to dodge the Sylvadar. Wall's gonna be tripped, but way too many targets to look at as Hazard takes down 2. Now Jon Snow up in CT, has to contend with these thorns. Kills him right away. Waiting for Snoopy to get into a more favorable position before we try and start this retake. Unfortunately, we do have Soul who was able to pick up that op from A main. Now it's gonna be an impossible hill to climb for these two retakers.
I think the college has to be made to save here. I mean, it's a 2v4. It's very difficult to get into the site already when they have this lockdown. And exactly that. Hazard with the kill. Jon Snow's going to find the first. But I mean, again, it's such a huge uphill to climb. Hazard was 4 on the round. Coming alive when the team needs it most. Getting 4 on the round. And I mean, Avoid did a really good job getting that first pick, but just did not have the dash procced fast enough in order to get out, and was instantly traded by Soul. And that right there is what I want to see more out of edgers, being able to play off of each other, swing the angles together, and get the trades, even if they have the op online like that right there. And now Soul with his operator, I mean, this is the one map you can get away with an attack side operator because of how long the sight lines are and how much info starved the defenders can be on this map.
Absolutely. Looks like we're gonna take that op down mid, supported by 3 more players as we leave that Vice lurking A. Soul now working up, holding that space, able to dodge the Sova dart, so they don't know he's there quite yet. As that mid door gets broken, and these defenders are gonna take it slow, not swing into where they know what an op could potentially be. Holding these extremities very well. Right as I say that, Snow swinging out into Soul, securing that first blood. Hey, I thought I was immune because last time I casted, everything I said came true, but...
Yeah, not the same here.
Hazard finding a few shots. Kamui now seeing Mason as well. A great shot. Secures the kill. And now we're going to be looking to hit this A site through mid. Possibly. As I say that, they're running back towards B to Snoopy, who is all alone with a ghost. Kamui trying to hold these early rotates from A site. Fro finding Snoopy as well.
30 seconds left.
I just have to give one thing to Kiri. The crosshair placement on him right now has been elite in these last 2 maps. Coming back from unable to play in the first half, having to have a sub, now coming in and really being that difference maker. And now Avoid wants to walk out towards mid after Fro got that kill as well. And now he's gonna hear this. I'm pretty sure you heard this behind
both of these, but only 5 bullets. Finds a void. Just 2 bullets left. Might have spotted out Pluto as well. Now 3 players are watching this mid line. Hazard ready for the flank as well. Unfortunately, Pluto does take down
Pluto?
Kamui. Finds Fro as well. Now has to contend with his op. Soul misses the shot. Pluto now scaling up, but Hazard from the back. And Pluto does not expect it.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta give props to Geary. I mean, the crosshair placement onto Mason when he tried to swing out and get some information towards mid, just one taps him into oblivion, as well as getting the kill onto Avoid, who jumped down, avoiding the backstab possibility. And now we go here into round number 6 here. I mean, I was saying how the bonus that anti-eco round could have came back to haunt the side of Edgers, but Edgers are making me eat my words once again as they're taking control of this attack side. I mean, with this map being, I mean, a lot of people say this is defense sided because of how hard it is to clear out these angles, but because of the rotations, I think this is attack sided. You have to be able to move your rotations in the right spots, and right now this might not be the case.
The cable is going to be popped to get them onto site as not Mason find that first pick onto Soul, unfortunately. But we do manage to take site. Spike going down. Retakers, these defenders are going to wait for that KO ult to go down before they try and start this retake. Jon Snow finding the corner. Fro takes a little bit of damage now, and that Vi's ult is going to come out from both sides. Or that, sorry, Vi's ult and then Deadlock ult going to follow it. Avoiding finding the kill onto Hazard. And now Kamui going with 2.
Here we got 2?
With that Sheriff. Yes, he does before he got traded out. We do have an op still online for Storm. Recon Bolt gets destroyed. And that stun on the Astra is going to be good. They're sticking it though. Mason secures the round, allowing Avoid to defuse the spike just before dying. Unfortunately, Mason finds Storm as well, and that op not managing to be recovered. If they want another one, they're going to have to invest for it.
Yeah, I mean, if Storm had just shot and trusts his instincts to shoot right there, his crosshair was on Avoid through that smoke. I mean, yeah, we have X-ray. He does not. So obviously, he does not have that information that he could be sticking it and only having op in their hands. But still, sometimes you just gotta take a random shot and pray. But a great retake from the side. I mean, despite Geary getting 2 with the Sheriff, almost bringing that right back to depth of despair. But they were able to tie this back up here 3-3.
We're gonna take this aggression out towards mid once again. Knife Point not managing to catch any of these defenders, as that Silvadrone is gonna come back out and clear mid. Spots 2 out. We are gonna get that deadlock net. It goes a little bit wide though, doesn't hit anyone. And now we have Kamui lurking up, trying to get that pick onto anyone who wants to swing into his crosshair. And all of these players are poised towards mid. About to swing, Avoid securing the kill. However, I don't think Soul knows Snoopy there. No, it does. 2 more players on the other side to contend with. Avoid holding this. That dash has been popped. Now Soul looking for anything he can find. These 2 players holding a high-low though. Avoid takes down 1. Mason finding Soul as well. Hazard, the great kill onto Avoid. Opening up this B site. They have a possibility of winning this round now.
30 seconds left.
He can take so much space here, and he does get the kill on the Jon Snow. Now the Hunter Spear is going to be easier for Mason to try to clear out any of these question marks to try to get Sheer Pluto. The dynamic duo of this team, they've been in these situations so many times in this entire series, and they have come up clutch numerous times. But now, can they do it here? Hazard and Storm.
There.
And also that Clove is not close to the spike at all. So they have no smokes to work with in terms of the spike.
Silvadrone is going to spot out both of these players. Hazard ready, but doesn't manage to settle the shots as Pluto takes him down. And now Storm in the 2v1. Spike has been tapped.
Oh, Storm, just play your life there, buddy. You have Hunter's Fury.
No.
2 seconds left to spare. The Hunter's Fury was in his pocket. If he just uses it to stall out as much as possible, he probably wins that round. But obviously, Hazard is unfortunate, unable to settle the shots on the Sheer Pluto. And once again, Mason and Sheer Pluto win the 2v2 out, as they've done so many times before, to give them the first lead since they were up 2-0 in this map. And now, I mean, still from the side of Edges, they have so much money. They're able to full buy this round and possibly the next round as well. So they have a little bit of wiggle room to work with here, but they want to get this half in their favor because they have yet to win a half.
Absolutely. Taking, once again, this aggressive mid space with that KO knife point that Sovadrone going to be shut down as Kiri spots the shoulder of a Void, trying to jump pick and clear some of these angles out. And once again, everyone looking towards mid. Sovadrone gonna be invested to clear out mid once again. Fro finding the first blood onto Jon Snow in heaven, trying to work up towards this B angle, going back to join the team in mid, seeing what we can get towards these sites.
Kiri is so aggressive in taking these spots.
Oh, and Mason just barely not catching the timing to see Kamui cross. Now, Avoid having to check both of these angles, spots out the shoulder, but Kamui
Oh, Pluto is
swings
so
right
aware.
into the waiting crosshair of Pluto. Great awareness by Pluto there. This Astra ult is going to be popped.
At least the A side completely open though. Nobody's on the A side.
30 seconds left.
Hazard now up into heaven, swinging past this wall. Pluto not ready for it this time as Hazard secures the kill. Now playing these thorns to try and secure this CT space before they even get there. Astra wall going down now as that Sova shock dart takes a damage. Snoopy now blinded up, manages to just barely escape from
Again,
the
but once
spray
again,
from Hazard.
the defenders don't have the close smokes to work with again because Clove died on the other side of the map. They have no smokes to work with here.
It's gonna be a tight retake. Avoid jumping down. Too low HP though. Settles. Mason settles this. Ooh, I cannot speak. I apologize. Soul finds two. Mason all alone. And I need to practice my tongue twisters. That's the moral of the story. Might have a little bit of contact between Hazard. Mason does settle the shots. And he's gonna be able to get out and save that rifle for the next round.
I think somebody needs to take a lesson in how to speak without twisting their tongue. But it's okay. I've been there before. I mean, all throughout VDC playoffs I had when I was casting, I really had to make sure I didn't, twist up my words. But it happens. It's very easy to do. But here, tying up the scoreline again. I mean, they avoid having to possibly half buy into the next round in terms of edges, so they're able to secure this. And now from the attackers, they have still that Hunter's Fury has been online for the past like 3 rounds or so, as well as now the Steel Garden online as well. So they have a lot of firepower, and from the side of Teddy, they only have that not dead yet in terms of the Clove. So let's see if Jon Snow can possibly take an aggressive line here, but he is going to get caught by that 0 point.
Hazard now contending with 3 people pushing out A. They've gotten tired of this back and forth in mid, and they decided, hey, we're just going to take some space. Bro, finding one, Hazard cleaning up the last 2. And now it is a 2v5. Kamui still with this lurk up mid, relentless in his pursuit to find these defenders.
I mean, it's just the right play sometimes.
Soul was ready for it.
Now it's just down to Snoopy in a 1v5 with just a classic in her hands. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to jump off the map and get the round over with, but maybe you want to try to do some damage or try to get at least a little bit closer to the annihilation here. They are 3 off of that ult. And now they know exactly where she's at. And now it's going to have a firing squad here in just a few moments as Storm's going to be close on. She is going to pick up this Vandal that was dropped by Mason. Wants to try to just save his rifle as much as possible. But look at Kiri. Mox v Mox from last season.
Kamui. Kamui was not on Mox.
On Ash.
No, Kamui was not.
Oh, Kamui's on MF. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm getting my facts wrong here. But that's the first timeout here. Yeah, typical. Avoid with a timeout here on from the side of Teddy's. Getting a little bit, kind of out of their hands now. It's 4-5. I mean, were able to win 3 rounds in a row from the side of Edgers. And now from the side of Teddy, they got those 2 rounds to bring them back up in the lead. But now Edgers are bringing it back into control. Abyss, I mean, we've seen masterclass after masterclass on Abyss in terms of teams playing this map. You never know what you're going to get. You can get the attack side just running away with it, or you can get the defense side running away with it. But right now, these 2 teams are so even. I mean, just look at the score line from these two maps. I mean, the Lotus 13-10, Sunset 13-11, a round difference of 3. Like two, or really a round difference of 1 actually, because these two teams are 1-1. So this is such a tightly contested match, and I'm here for it. This is a chance to go on to the
Absolutely.
semifinals and try to get that prize pool.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the least streaky we've seen any of these maps so far. Instead of 5 rounds going back and forth, we have just, 2 or 3 here or there. They're finally, uh, managing to crack the other team's momentum once they get up to it.
Indeed. I mean, going into this round here, like it's gonna be a mid fight. They're tired. They're tired of Geary taking that mid control. They want to just punish him and take it for themselves here.
We do have a few of those players lurking out towards B as well, with Snoopy and that deadlock util to hold the site. Soul pops that blade storm, finds the first kill. Jon Snow is gonna pop that, not dead yet. Everything is happening at once. It is going to be a 3v, make that 2v5 as Soul finds another with that blade storm. Flash is good by Kamui, and what a swing to kill a Void. Now it's going to be Pluto left alone, going to the wrong site as they are in fact planting on B. I think he's just going to be saving this gun.
Saving. Wants to get away from everybody just to save this rifle, but from the side of Edgers, they might want to just run him down and try to get that rifle out of his hands. And that's what Soul's looking like going to do. The money is so high for this side. 35 on Hazard, 45-50 on Soul, 69 on Geary, 66 on Fro, and 65. As he's going to see him. Soul gets the kill, and it's just going to float away as the round comes to a close.
Making me nervous floating down there.
He risked his life to type question mark in chat. Is that Aura?
Is that Aura? What a guy, Soul.
I mean, what a guy. But I mean, just a decisive mid hold from Geary. Able to hold down the mid, gets 2, avoid. Who thought he had a great timing, but was unable to settle the shots onto Storm. And then just was able to dodge the flash, but Geary was just that much better on the shots. And now here, 6-4 from the side of Edgers. They have confirmed a neutral half if they can close this out.
Louis once again taking that aggressive phase up mid, getting the first blood onto a Void. Jon Snow there for the trade, but Soul finds his trade as well as Fro is throwing Vandals off the map, trying to not let these defenders get any more than what they're owed. Snoopy getting 2 with the Bucky to even out this round, as Fro with the backstab finds the kill.
But Hazard is in such a good spot. Mason is going to not be able to settle the shots with that Sheriff. Now down to a 2v1. But Pluto, we've seen the damage he can do with that Sheriff. Hazard wants to take some shots. Gonna have to fall away. Now down to just 57 HP. Pluto down to 85. Has a lot to do and no feasible rifles in order to pick up, give him an advantage. Fro, who's been kind of quiet in this map, gets the kill. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first time Edgers has won a half here in this series at 7-4.
Jon Snow finding that operator on defense. You would expect to see it on Jet, but we'll see what he does with it.
I mean, Jon Snow. I mean, a lot of people don't like when people are called this out, but I'm gonna say this because why not? Jon Snow is on pie watch at 3-10 right now. I'm kind of cursing it right now. I don't want to see him pie. I want to see him, make use of this clove. But Soul with this operator online here can definitely get some value on Snoopy if she decides to peek into it.
Avoid up in this corner in mid, trying to shut down Kamui.
That's gonna happen.
Soul first blood onto Snoopy. All that deadlock util down now, leaving the B site relatively open. Avoid taking that aggressive swing. Backs out though as Kamui and the rest of the attackers go towards A. Hazard up in front. Pluto there ready for them though. Fi's util still is set up here. And they have that flash in main as well.
Okay, will give
me off. He's running off of site.
He has to steal guard and has to live here for that retake.
Absolutely. Plant is gonna go down. Spraying a few shots into CT, trying to hold off that retake as this KO ult runs out. Util back online. Both Steel Gardens gonna be popped here. few players managed to dodge it in CT. Avoid finding the kill onto Kamui. Now popping that Blade Storm. Pluto with a kill onto Soul as well. All three of these players stuck in main. Avoid gonna go around with this Blade Storm, try to get a few picks. Finds Fro as well. Jon Snow with the op, kills Hazard, and in the smoke, everybody's lost. And Jon Snow finishes the kill.
I mean, the thing is that with that null command being used, it denies the shear wall being activated. So that shear wall
Switching
was
sides.
still in main. So if they try to swing out of the smoke like a 3-2-1 type of swing in order to stop the spike from being diffused, they were unable to unless they went together, and they did not go together. Obviously, Avoid with the wraparound with the Blade Storm to get the kill onto Fro, who just wasn't expecting it. A beautiful way to close out the half after what feels like, you know, Edges were just working the map to absolute perfection. And it's only a 7-5 scoreline. So still, this is anybody's game. As for the side of Edgers, they were able to get 4 in a row and keep that streak of having, you know, those streak of rounds in each map going. But now you go into the defense side. Let's see what Hazard, the IGL, is cooking up for this defense side. Because this side can be so difficult to hold.
Deploying drone.
Absolutely. Sova Drone gonna come out, clear those corners of A main early, spotting out Soul with that Sheriff. He elects to back up, take a different approach here.
Standing ahead.
Storm throwing that recon dart, Avoid dashing into the smoke on site. Managing to get all the way back site, but Storm with the kill. Now, we do have a little bit of a skirmish here. Pluto finding 2, taking the CT aggressively. Mason finding the last. Storm with 2 here,
Spike
evening
down
out the
A.
round. Spike didn't manage to get planted. So, defenders could take this back if Storm can stay alive and wait for his teammate and Hazard to come and hold the spike. Playing a little bit of ring around the rosy here between Storm and Pluto.
I have the spike.
Pluto manages to find the spike. Spots up the back of Storm, who manages to just barely get away from the bullets. Just 3 HP. And Snoopy finishes it out, but Hazard does
Down A.
find the kill onto 1, and 1 headshot to Snoopy for the second kill.
Yeah, winning out the 1v1 onto Snoopy. We saw that in map 1 as well. A lot of 1v1s between these two players. MOX teammates now on Ash. And it's just unbelievable showing from the side of Hazard. 14-6, as well as Soul 14-8. Really wanting to secure the semifinals to make it to the prize pool and earn some money on this tournament. As now, I mean, from the side of Teddy's, it's do or die. They have to win
Absolutely.
something. They have to do magic on this side here.
Looks like we are gonna go into this round with just classics, trying to save up for that next round. As Kamui once again in mid, the mid demon. We do have majority of the attackers here. Kamui spots out a few shoulders, running up that smoke to clear us straight into A heaven. Storm there with the Guardian, not managing to settle the shots. Excuse me,
Spike
finds
down
2.
A.
A little bit risky there, but Snow now trying to contend with this Bulldog. Just the classic, has to make something happen here in order for this round to work. And Soul just updrafts in his face.
AC 130 from above, the best way to really do it. You have that updraft, and only losing out on, I'm pretty sure they only lost out on 1, and it's going to be the second timeout, or early timeout into this half on the side of Teddy's. And they didn't take any timeouts. They took 1 timeout in the last half, and now they're taking their second one after they lost the eco round. I mean, trying to think of like ideas of what the defense is doing. Any game plans they could think of, possibly, you know, poking up probably around B, forcing some rotations out while you have your Lurker and Sheer Pluto go towards the A side, because they don't have the double sensei. They don't have information across the map in order to have the ability to know what's going on what side of the map. They only have the Vice in that sheer wall and bodies, really. Yeah, they have the Sova drone, they have the recon to clear out certain space, but that's so easily reclearable. So you have to be able to find on this map those gaps, because there's always a gap in the defense somewhere on this map because of how big it is. And you know, it's as big as a 3-site map without the 3rd site. So being able to find the gaps and find those just find the ability to control what you need to control in order to bring back into this map. Because right now, going into this bonus round, it's do or die. You lose this bonus round, you can comfortably say that the map could fall out of their control.
Absolutely. And we are going to see full buy on everybody except for Jon Snow, who unfortunately has to go with those regen shields. We are going to see a little bit of a skirmish towards mid here once again, as that Sova Dart stops those early pushes. Storm taking this angle, as a few players also working up the B line. Kamui surprisingly not playing mid for once.
Blinding crack. Not ready.
Shocker.
Ice Flash going out. KO Knife is gonna hold them off site for a little bit as those Vines Thorns are popped as well. We have a little bit of question mark here. Where are we gonna end? And it looks like we're gonna make the executive decision to send the spike towards A site. Soul is still waiting on site. Might be looking for a repossession here though. Holding this angle with the Bulldog. Spots out Mason. Not managing to secure the kill, but finds a void through the box anyways. Is gonna get spotted out by that dark back site. Now these players ready to push through this smoke. Storm up in heaven, letting that drone clear out a few corners. On bridge, Soul doing damage, killing Mason as well. Pluto finding the trade, however. Bro, with the Sheriff, not managing to find anything as Snow, with an incredible headshot, shuts it down. Spike still not going down. What are we waiting for? It's in main. No one has the spike. 10 seconds left on the clock. We've got to get it planted.
They could deny this if they spam it. Oh, they're not going to spam it.
A little bit shaky here. Two players up trapped in heaven, both got hit with that net. And now Pluto ready for the swing. That deadlock sensor there as well. Need to catch the drop down. Pluto finding Hazard. Storm there with the trade. All alone now though. Snoopy 26 HP.
Cannot die here.
Drops down. Oh. That Guardian just was not enough to contend with the Phantom in the hands of Jon Snow.
I mean, it was a really good start for the side of the defenders because Soul was there on the A side and got the kill onto a void of all people. You would think, like, you know, he's got a lot of shots onto Mason. Mason's the one who's going to fall, but no, somehow it was a void who dies there. And then they were able to just still bring them back into control on that post line because that proactivity. They were able to take CT, fight into CT, and then wall it off and immediately go back towards the bomb site into A main and get that bomb down. I mean, I would love to see if Hazard would spam that bomb plant and possibly get them off of it. But luckily for the side of Teddy's that he did not do that.
Yeah, they did manage to just barely bring that round back. Now we have Mui running around mid, as is his domain, tripping this Vise wall on B. Gonna wait to pop the Thorns though, as we know the players like to just trip this wall and then back out. Majority of players towards the B site, but Spike is still down in A main. Avoid trying to work up mid as Jon Snow comes to join him. Smoke is fading on heaven now. Snoopy taking contact into A. The attacker's kind of showing presence everywhere here, trying to cause confusion, chaos, and get these defenders to make a mistake that they can capitalize on. Kamui with the first blood onto Jon Snow. We do have Snoopy now going to recover this spike. Looking maybe more towards this B site here. Vi's util still fully set up.
30 seconds left.
Hazard spotting out Pluto. Knows someone else is in main as well, as that Vi's flash gave him that info. Boy, now moving into the smoke. Bro, falling first. All of the util being placed onto this site right now to try and hold these attackers off. Just 5 seconds left. Storm managing to find the kill onto Mason as well. Snoopy. Storm right above him. Snoopy, look up! Oh. Shock dart and the bullets. It's just too much.
That is going to be double digits for the side of Edgers. Looking to bring this over the line. They need just 3 more rounds. And, I mean, I'm liking the proactivity from Teddy's. They're doing a good job working the map. It's just that mid control from the side of Kiri has been so good. that is his domain right there. Mid. He just takes mid by himself virtually with no fear of being punished. So from the side of Teddy's, they have to punish that aggression coming out of Kiri and force him to respect mid. Because right now he's showing no respect to mid whatsoever.
I mean, he's not even throwing a flash out. He's just dry swinging it and getting the kills.
Yeah, it's like something that you have to think about. But instead, they just want to go towards this A side here on this eco buy.
So with this aggressive angle, does have the dash pop this time. Manages to find the head of a void. Gets out to safety. We do have numbers advantage now.
Blind is dead.
As that Silva Shock Dart does do even more damage.
My territory. My
This deadlock ult is going to be popped. Soul managing to avoid it though, as that net does drag him down. Now we have Fro and Soul both finding one on the round. Snoopy just 4 HP swinging, and Soul and Fro with the iron tight sight hold. Don't let any of them get past main.
It's just like, there's not diligent enough on the A main cross. I mean, it's just the fact that, you know, you have to be able to take that A main control with a drone and not with a body, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Soul is talented enough to be able to just trust his crosser placement with that Phantom and be able to confirm the kill and then just dash away. You would rather just force him off with a drone or a dart or even the Vice Flash, something to force him to have to think instead of just having him hold that line. I mean, right now, a lot of the proactivity coming in from Teddy is with their bodies and not with the utility.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just getting them killed. Soul and Pluto in a little standoff here, but Soul finds Snow first, electing to pop that not dead yet from the Clove and just run at them. See if they can find any value with it. Soul finding another in a void, and unfortunately, this Clove ult is gonna run out, but not before he gets the kill onto Soul, managing to stay alive for just a little bit longer. Louis, again with the lurk, the timing. Oh, he's being pinched. Finds the shots on a Snoopy. But we do have Mason holding the spike, still not on site. Finally getting this plant down as these 4 players converge towards CT, converge towards the mid, trying to get this retake underway. Storm up in heaven. Bro, trying to come in from CT. Pluto popping this Steel Garden, delaying this retake even a little bit more. Gonna have to get going here, they're gonna run out of time. Nothing's happening, do something, anybody! Storm trying to bait stuff out with these shock darts. Jon Snow finding Hazard as well.
Round's over. You just have to save now. Mason's just gonna play the ult.
Jon
There's
Snow.
nothing you can do.
One
Yeah,
enemy remaining.
it's lost. Jon Snow not able to find the ace, unfortunately, as Kiri shuts it down.
I mean, Jon Snow looked like he was out of the round completely. Soul got the pick in A main onto Jon Snow, and Jon Snow had to run across the site all the way in the back site and get the kill onto Soul, and that ends up winning the round because of it.
Absolutely.
And so on the, I mean, I was saying how, you know, he was about the pie. He was 3-10. Now he's 14-18 right now, trying to come alive. So now it's so impertinent that he needs to come alive as well as his Clove. But right now, the person I'm looking at that also needs to come alive is a Void. A Void 9-16, getting a little bit of a jet difference here from Soul. So needs to come alive here.
Jason does manage to clear Hazard out of that corner. Tags him up with that Sova ult a little bit, securing the kill as well. Now that Vi's utility is down on the B site. Kamui once again holding this mid line as Snoopy tries to take it from him. Avoid with that Blade Storm activated all the way onto B site already. Maybe looking to take some aggression into CT here. A Snoopy, unfortunately, gets double dinked by Soul holding that mid. Now Kamui ready with the flash. Pops it, great swing, but does not catch onto Pluto, who secures the kill. 2 players backside, Soul ready to swing them. Blade Storm is available as well. Finds the pick onto Snow, but avoid with the Blade Storm. Now Fro in a 1v2. Clears out the Vice Flash, waiting for the swing, but Mason is on top, and Fro is an expert, knows about it. What a turnaround.
Bro wins that impossible
Hey, people, come
1v3.
on now.
He had no business winning that round. You had
Match
Sheer
point.
Pluto causing a distraction, getting that attention away from Mason, who jumps up
Checking the
and then
situation.
throw with the beautiful
I should
movement
play
to
some
strafe
Astro
to the
Stars
left
in this
and
reality.
forced his crosshair off of him and secures the round. That could be the dagger right here. Map and series point for ADGers. For Etchers, now as the buy is a little wonky. 3 Vandals, a Stinger, and a Sheriff. This is do or die for Teddies. They have to go the distance just to force an overtime.
It looks like they're gonna take it towards A main, using that drone, like you said, to clear out that space instead of risking the body. Dashing onto site is a void, but Soul there with the Vandal, just too powerful. Hazard with the spray through the smoke finds Pluto as well. Bro, catching that lurk of a Snoopy up mid. Now these doors are gonna be broken as everyone converges on Jon Snow. Trying to hold, does get the kill on Soul through the box. Trying to recover that gun, but Kamui is there to stop it. That metal is gonna be popped, unfortunately. Not tagging him up too much. And they know both of them are there now. Kamui just wants this game to be over.
My turn.
And Jon Snow swings right into it, but
Enemy remaining.
his teammate is there to save him.
Defenders win.
And that
a
will
game.
do it. What a series between these two teams. They battled all the way to the end. Edgers, it looked like it was like just down in the dumps after the first map, but they did not falter at the end. They go to Abyss and they are able to pull it away with Soul having an absolute just Terminator performance, 26 and 12 with 9 first bloods. Just absolutely diffing a void. And that secures Edgers a spot in the semifinals. And now we say goodbye to Teddy's after a great, great map, best of 3. As I know our producer wants to get to bed, so we will not have an interview here for today. We will be saying goodbye for today. Snail, any lasting words?
Thank you to, everyone who played in this match. It was a pleasure to watch. Once again, make sure to go check out the charity that we are hosting a fundraiser for cancer research. Other than that, it's been a pleasure. I don't have anything else.
All right, I've been Omni. That was Snail, my co-caster, J-Dog, our producer, as well as Two-Way Street as our observer. We have been here for Mox Bowl. We say goodbye to Teddy's as Edgers go 2-1 in the series. Well, now we wait for the next stream. We see you guys next time.
Bye bye.